live on YouTube. Oh my gosh, you're a real one for saying that. I did not, and I was definitely going to forget. Oh man. Can we put that on the list of things to eat? Kobe ain't have anything. I can't stay, unfortunately, out and about. Try not to get too heated. You're so fine. Thank you for the Queen's Care package. My Thomas said I get out of training in half an hour. I'm gonna miss so much BS I was said. I'm so sorry, Monty. My favorite unemployed employed streamer talking about Google Docs. No, that's crazy. I am set for part 2. Favorite bat? Yes. Hi. Pretty surprised about the amount of drama in a single day. It's something. It's something, all right. Let me tell ya. Um, Wait. The Vinegar brand new revolutionary exercise will speed up weight loss. I call it the gasoline challenge. You cover yourself in gasoline, light a match, and the gasoline burns away fat while the frantic movements from the pain of being burnt of the fire burns calories. Please don't do that. Oh my gosh. I had a feeling, so I decided to remember to tell you. Thank you. Thank you for remembering to tell me. I would have forgotten. You're so real for that. I appreciate that so much because I always forget. I normally, whenever my streams are at 7, I have a little, whatchamacallit, I have a little, like, notification that pops up at 7:10 that says, remember to go live on Twitter and YouTube. But I go live on Twitter basically whenever I go live here. But I don't have that notification because this isn't, like, my normal stream, like, time right now. So I absolutely would have forgotten, and I would have been halfway through and been like, fuck, I didn't go live on YouTube. So thank you for that. I really appreciate it. I mean, fire is my favorite solution. Inspiradora? What? What does that mean? I miss you, Xenia. My favorite bat. Oh my god. Thanks. Jay's hubby, Omega level Giga Chad. He's actually right beside me. He's taking the armrests off of my chair because I can't lift my chair up as high as I want to, because the armrests are in the way. So, inspiration. Oh, thanks. Hi, Hank. Welcome in. How's it going? How's everybody this Thursday? I know this is not my normal stream time. I was talking about it yesterday. That I'm not gonna be here tomorrow when I normally should be streaming on Friday. I got a wedding I am gonna be at this weekend. So to make up for it, and because I want to discuss more about this insane Google Doc, I said that I was gonna stream today. I was right. I said I would stream around 3, and I went live right at 3. I have pizza. Hi, Rin. Good. I want ice cream, but good. Ice cream sounds nice. I got popsicles in the freezer, so I might get one of those later. I'm not gonna lie. Wedding, let's go. Yes, I'm so excited for my friends to get married. I love them so much. 1,000 pages and still no character development. I don't really watch One Piece. Did you beat Omega yet? No, I haven't been on Monster Hunter that much. Hi, CD. Welcome in. How's it going? I'm still working on making a set so I can beat Omega, so then I get access to Savage Omega. But as Wilds Wednesday was canceled yesterday because we were talking about this doc, I haven't been on Monster Hunter Wilds because I've been dealing with this goddamn 1,000-page doc, which I believe I want to say we can get through all of it today. I know I said that yesterday, which was foolish of me to say yesterday. I shouldn't have said that yesterday, but I have a good idea of what all is left in that, and I spent most of yesterday just going over Nanolys's section, because Nanolys's section was the most, vital section, I feel like, for disproving, and, disproving how drastic, what they said compared to what actually happened was. I'm groggy. Good news. Saturday. I'm watching you while chilling out after all that. Sick. Nanosection was the world. Yes, that's a really good. Yeah, Nanosection was the world building. Nanosection, because Nano's doc was the like catalyst. Like that was what started everything. That's what like everything was based off of, was the information that came out in Nanolist's doc. So for like that, I have no armrest. Thanks, babe. Oh my gosh, wait, I can lift my chair up more. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Thank you. Oh, I could be so much higher. Oh, this feels so good. Oh, I love this. Oh, this is awesome. I always like rest my hands on my desk anyways because I'm pushed up so close to my desk. This feels so much better. I can see both of my screens so much better. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. I got very distracted there because I'm like 6 inches higher in like my chair than I was before. I don't know if it's 6 inches. I don't know how like big of a difference it is, but this feels better. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Nanosection was like what everything else was basically based on. Hold on, let me. Oh, I didn't mean to. Oh god. What mod do I have in chat right now? I didn't even know I had any mods right now. I'm not even gonna lie. That like scared me that somebody auto-approved it. Or somebody approved the message. Hold on. What was I saying? I'd like to point out that the doc is longer than the first 3 Harry Potter books combined. That's crazy. I wasn't here yesterday when you went over it, but I do feel she was unprofessional as well. Oh yeah, listen, I'm gonna give a recap of everything that we've gone over like so far. As someone who's 4'9", I might have to take my arms off too to fit under my desk. You know, it happens. I honestly kind of mad at everyone else rather than Sinder. Like, yeah, Sinder fucked up a bit, but y'all made her out to be a cunt just because y'all can't communicate. Yes, yeah. Yeah, we were saying that yesterday. Like, the whole root cause of, like, all of the issues was these bitches couldn't communicate. That's, and, like, bitches include, redacted in that. Because, you know, people think it's just, I'm just talking about all the girlies. No, the fact that, like, it all started with the fact that Sinder and Redacted did not communicate well between each other, which devolved into Redacted saying stupid shit to Nanolist, Nanolist not communicating well with him, and then Nanolist not communicating well with the other girlies, giving them, you know, the like, skewed bit of information that we saw whenever all the like information actually came out of how Nanolist was treated and how she was talked to and how her and Redacted talked all the time, which then that's like the stuff there. If fucking Cinder would have been like communicated better with her friends, like none of that shit would have gone down. Like it all is just communication. That's all it is. That's all it always is. Video earlier about the doc. This must be interesting if you are covering it too. Oh, it is. How do you not communicate well to your partner when y'all live together and you're her manager? I don't know, to be honest. It's like, I feel like they thought they had a level of communication that they didn't have. Because like, if John isn't my manager, I do have technically a VTubing manager that is not my partner. I know I'm one of the like 5 VTubers who's decided to do that because everybody's like, let me just have my boyfriend or my girlfriend or significant other be my manager, when like you really shouldn't. But like, if John were to be my VTubing manager and like be communicating on my behalf for like different deals and like with different people on these things, like if it would honestly just be all of these like discussions and whatnot. I would be looped into everything because like that's what should happen. You should be in the talks with artists, with video editors, with whoever. Like you should be there too. Anytime my manager is talking with like a brand or something like that, I'm in there in that conversation as well. Do I talk much? No, because my manager's doing the hard work. But I'm there and I'm aware of everything that's happening. But they didn't do that until later on, which like by then it was too late. And even when they did do it, Redacted and Analyst still had like individual DMs. Like it's like, y'all shouldn't have had that. Y'all just shouldn't have had that, to be honest. I feel like people are misinterpreting Cinder's importance as a creator, low-key. Like, yeah, she had some She owed some of gamer subs, but really this was just a friends falling out. And that's the other thing that I talked about the other day too, was like, yeah, like people are reacting so crazy to like what this really is Cinder was just like a bad friend. Like that's all it is. All the back end scheming in the long run was really not that deep. No, no. And like the biggest crime that was disproven in her document was the saying that all these people couldn't get, or like if you want to talk about the things that she did do, like her redacted did, the biggest crime there is blacklisting Bow, Cottontail, and Silverveil from getting Nanolist models. That's probably the biggest crime there is those three people could not get Nanolist models. They could still get art from Nanolist, just not model work done. No, they couldn't get art or model work. They couldn't get anything done. But also, I'll be honest, there are so many artists. There are so many other artists. I get it. Nanolist is a very talented artist. I see why people want to go to her. The bitch can't fucking manage her commissions to save her goddamn life, but I get why they wanted to like go and get model art from her. She does a damn good job. But at the end of the day, there are so many other artists out there, and like they're gigantic creators. Like they are some of the biggest creators in this sphere. They would have no problem going to literally anybody else. That's all it is. It was just petty high school shit. Oh, you're grown. So if y'all are gonna be weird, you don't need to stream his career. IRL jobs will fire you for fucking up the environment for other workers. Yes, yeah. I cannot imagine my wife being my manager would be miserable. No. Bad communication can happen at any point, at least in the military. Now we were doing search rescue, bad comms, somebody, so forgive me if I have a rage-filled crash out. Or crashing the fuck out in your chat over this stream. Oh my gosh. They better be glad they don't work typical jobs, because, oh yeah, fuck no. Nano is being on and is flaking, then look for another artist. Yeah, 100%. I ain't reading all that. That's okay, Raya. That's why I read it and I'm summarizing it for the people. Or going over it for the people. The exclusivity deal doesn't make sense to me. The exclusivity deal was just them being like petty, like the whole Cinder Silverveil drama was the start of that, like first part of that exclusivity deal was Cinder being like self-conscious and whatnot about always being compared to Silverveil, this, that, and the other. And then the addition of Bow and Cotton was just from Redacted because he had beef with them. That, like, Cinder didn't even know about those two being included in that. The only thing that she was also in agreement on was was specifically an exclusivity deal, which would just be don't work with Silverveil anymore. But again, Nano was also like so bad at like managing comms. They should have other artists in the backlog because that bitch was awful at it. She showed time and time again, if she felt overwhelmed, she just canceled all of her comms. And that was the thing that was like disproven too, was that she said that she was forced to cancel her comms by Redacted and Cinder. No, she wasn't. That bitch chose on multiple occasions to cancel these comms because she could not handle her own comm queue. That was on her. You read it all? I'm so sorry. I did read it all. How does a manager have beef with other creators? Focus on the person you're managing. Sure. No, you're absolutely right. We agree that Shy Lily's a bit toxic after this talk. I personally do believe that Shy Lily was toxic. I've seen other people's takes that, like, Cinder should have just got over the fact that Shy Lily wasn't responding to her and, like, this, that, and the other. I understand both sides. I understand the people that are saying, like, it's really not that big of a deal and Cinder blew it out of proportion. In my personal opinion, I think Shy Lily was ducking her and, like, was being a little shady. I think she is. And, like, even after, like, hearing how the way that she talked about it afterwards, it gave me an ick, I'll be honest. Like, she just gave such an ick to me. I feel the clout and money from working these toxic top creators got to Nano's head and just didn't want to say no to them because of money. Funny enough, we do have new information from Nanolist. She posted in her Discord, I believe today, about this. So we're gonna go ahead and go into it. Let me make sure I get the right screen sharing, and have my What am I thinking of? Have my little summarizing doc to my side here. I've got I'm working. Yeah, they were co-owners in a fucking company. There's no room for being shady in that kind of arrangement. Just fucking each other over drama and clout and money. Yeah. I genuinely feel that way about it. I really do. So yes sir, more. As someone who's recently had to deal with waiting a full year for a multi-thousand commission only to get garbage because they couldn't handle their queue is such a head. Yeah. Also, how's my audio? I know I'm a little farther away from my like mic than I normally am, so I don't know like how it sounds exactly, and I'm trying to like I end up yelling a lot, and so I'm trying to like stay a little more calm in the meantime while I'm going through these until something gets me heated and I start like yelling about it. You sound good? Okay, awesome. I just wanted to make sure. Thank you so much. All right. Let me get this screen up. Where is it at? Twitter. Yes. Here we go. Let me make sure I remove the cropping off of this so y'all can see the full thing. So this is a screenshot from Nanolis in her Discord today. She says, I'm going to get this to all fit in the frame. All right. I know it's a little small. I'll read it. She says, she adds everyone, and she said, hello, everyone. I feel like my closest community deserves a bit of information on recent happenings. First of all, I'm sorry for bringing all this mess to the community. Honestly, it's all in my hands for posting it because I felt like it was the right thing to do, mostly to show what's happening on the backstage of things. Back then, I really tried to be the people pleaser and didn't know how to say no to a cool project, and I ended up taking too much that I could chew and keep up with Cinder's project, which I love to work with. I already worked really hard to keep up with Cinder's rhythm, give her priority, and still wanted to work with new people, which as you can see didn't work well. I canceled many commissions. I did use Mio as his I think with his oh yeah, I did use Mio with his consent as an excuse to my clients, and Mio is not my manager since it didn't work out, and I actually cut him from it. I do my own management. None of the canceled commissions were paid up front and communicated months prior to the starting point. The canceled clients know this. Maybe just not Bow. Sorry, I don't remember well, and we have things sorted. I already worked my ass off to please Sinder, and there was a point I thought to myself, why not ask if they want me to be exclusive and if they would pay me for it, since I was almost doing so. I revisited the first doc, and I'm sorry I did realize it looks weird, but this was not the whole point. It is about the blacklisting. The exclusivity I think the exclusivity deal was paid to me. And since I backed out because my friends told me I was being stupid by taking it, it was a discounted from a commission payment. The offer was, I believe this is supposed to be like $3,951, cost rigging, and a Novel's Horizon Cinder figure for my exclusivity. She says in parentheses, thank you, friend. I also want to apologize to the people who have been mentioned for no reason at all on Cinder's doc. I needed help but didn't think they would be included this way. They have nothing to do with the whole situation, so please don't ever bother them about this. I've learned a lot through the situation I caused. Sadly, I will still be working as much as I can because that's what I like to do. Saying no to clients still hurts me, but it's something I'm enduring in respect to them and my own limits. So that is what Nanolis posted in her Discord either yesterday or I think today. Which I don't know if she'll make a post publicly, but so far this is what she posted in the Discord. I'll be honest, I was like, this sounds like a whole lot of yapping and like does not talk about the fact that the entire document was framed and like edited to do that much damage to Cinder when that was not the case. I don't feel like this helps her at all. And again, when it came to the exclusivity deal, she agreed to it gladly. She said that she wanted to just do Cinder work, and she was fine not doing the work with these three people until a month later whenever Silvervale came and asked her for something and she couldn't stand on business. Then she was like, I don't want to do the exclusivity. Like, I have to back out on Silver's portion of the exclusivity. I don't know if it was assumed that it would cancel the entire deal or if Bow and Cotton would still be included in that. It wasn't really clarified or anything there. Yeah, it's just throwing shade back at Cinder. And she says, like, I want to apologize to the people who have been mentioned for no reason at all in Cinder's doc. I needed help, but didn't think they would be included in this one. I don't even know what, like, that has to do with. I don't understand. Momo, what's the current verdict? My current verdict right now is like fuck Nanolist, honestly. I biggest ick. This bitch cannot stand on business. She is such a pushover. Like I do not like her at all. Everyone's a mean girl and Nano is messy, in my opinion. Yeah, like Nanolist, like, because again, we went over yesterday's stream was almost entirely just going through Nanolist's section because it is Nanolist's doc that started it all. Like that was the beginning and that was the like point that everybody always went back to is, oh, if you look at these screenshots between Redacted and Nanolist, XYZ, like it all came back to that Nanolist doc, and it was proven with Cinder's doc that Nanolist lied and like manipulated the information and manipulated her doc to do so much damage to her when that's not what happened. That yeah, no, I promise you, we'll we've gone over an overdue response, Redacted, my apology and taking accountability, Nanolist Bow, and V-Card and Numi's concert. We went over all of that yesterday. Oh, and Shy Lily. We went over like Bow, V-Card, and Shy Lily really fast because we spent most of the time on Nanolist's section. But let me bring my cropping back so I can make this bigger. In this document, it's shown that oftentimes whenever it came to canceling commissions, so anytime before 2025 when they talk about blacklisting these certain creators and like the exclusivity deal, the Nanolist on multiple occasions just talked about how she's going to cancel all of her commissions because she wants to, and she only wants to work on Cinder stuff. Yeah, here it is, like especially right here in, I think these are like the September 2024 screenshots. This is, and that's also the first time that exclusivity is brought up. Exclusivity is brought up for the first time by Nanolist. She says, hypothetically, if I accept to be paid to cancel every comm that's not Cinder related, would you pay it? She's the first one to like bring that up, talking about exclusivity. Nano, first rule when doing any commissions, don't talk trash about clients, never to anyone. No, for real. And like that's whenever they start to talk about it at the beginning. Okay. And she says like Cinder is who I mostly do, like Cinder is who mostly uses my work, and like she says what she has in her queue right now, and she says, I think I'll just freak out and cancel all of my shit. And Redacted's like asking her about like, you know, how much would it cost, like what are you trying to like get out of canceling all of this? And later on, like he talks about, to be honest, I think if you were to just be focusing on Cinder and your own content plus drawing art again for Twitter Patreon would be good. And she says that's my dream. It like she is on board with everything, and she does not frame it like that in her document. That's my biggest gripe, is that like everybody like formed their opinions and formed their thoughts on Cinder by the Nanolist doc specifically, and she lied in that document. Michi! 1,000 pages is crazy. It is. All right, Ford, I need you to calm down just a little bit. You're being a bit too much right now. I should have made a smoothie to sip on. It actually pissed me off that everyone's response everywhere is still, so you admit you did all this shitty stuff and you did contradict yourself and you still can't say sorry. Yes, nobody's actually reading it. I'm not deep in the VTuber scene outside of my close friend and people I like. I'm not surprised that she's messy. I don't know, there's only two types of maneuvers at the top. People who don't shut the fuck up and people who do shut the fuck up. Yeah, Cinder, I highly know. Shut the fuck up, Bonnie. I can't deal with you right now. But yeah, and then here, like, Nano says, like, I'm canceling my shit. I'm canceling shit. Like, I need my freedom. And she asks here, Red, should I cancel somebody? Somebody in this list is probably Mousy, to be honest. Say yes or no and I'll do it. I just need a voice. Won't blame you for anything. Redacted's like, yeah, but I'll have to live with that. And she takes that as, fuck, okay, I will. And he said, no, that's not what I meant. And she says, that's my own response, not yours. You don't say what I gotta do. I'm a free woman. I canceled, continues to say, I canceled so many things. I've been thinking about this for a long time. It's all on her. She did these things. And it's not framed like that in her document. That's my biggest gripe. Then she go after, yes, she does bring up Shy Lily in this document too. We did go over Shy Lily yesterday. So, synopsis of this part 2 of Reddit. Yes, that's literally the title. It's day 2 of the 1,000-page Google Doc. I don't know why you asked that. I was never reading that doc, to make it a point to never interact with 1, the accused, or 2, the doc writer. I smell a lack of medication, huh? Fuck, I missed it. I haven't logged into Twitch for a bit. No worries. So, a recap on, first of all, because a lot of people are like, oh, so, and like how Storm had said earlier, everybody's like, oh, so you admit that you did all the shitty stuff and contradict yourself every other section and still can't say star. She has an entire 14-page section of my apology and taking accountability where she says what things she blamed Red for and herself on, that she was wrong about, the things that she took accountability for in the apology, and the things that they both, one or both of them, took accountability for and is shown in the document. And she does talk about the things that she got wrong in her document and corrects herself on that. I don't know why people are just not, I don't know, thinking. I don't know, people just don't fucking think, I guess. Oh. Some of Twitter is side-eyeing the others, including Nano now. Good! Yeah, nothing was ever going to be good enough. I talked about that yesterday, too, of, Cinder genuinely had no path she could have taken that would have resulted in, people not shitting on her. So of all the paths she had, I genuinely believe this was the best path she had, and I think she did it phenomenally by putting everything out there, literally giving all of the screenshots, all of the receipts, all of the context. We get full page screenshots and nothing is cut out of anything. You can see the entire conversation there. She puts it all out, because if she never put out all the cards on the table is the only thing to do online, yeah, if she would have just never said anything, she would have been shit on. If she just came back to streaming, she would have been shit off. If she graduated, she would have been shit on. If she never put out the first apology, and this was the first apology she put out, she probably would have still been shit on. There was no path she had that wouldn't have gotten her shit on. So with everything, with the context of everything, I feel like this was the best thing she could do. I guarantee 93% of this Google Doc is just... No, she specified at the beginning of her document that none of this document was written with AI. She did not use AI in a single thing. And it's pretty clear to see that she didn't use AI. She's putting her thoughts into every, thing. She's putting the context of every screenshot. There's no AI used in this. How are we doing, gamers? What page are we on? I think we're about 300 pages in. I want to go back to the Shy Lily page, because while I personally believe that Shy Lily was shady, I have seen people talking about that, Cinder was too clingy or whatever with Shy Lily, this, that, and the other. Swallowing the stakes was alone. Prove that she didn't use AI. Yeah, no, there's no AI in this. No, they're the bitch had 5 months to work on this. And I believe after, because she says her and Redacted after a month started talking together, or started talking again. So it was probably her 3 to 4 months that she worked on this. I'll give her the credit for it. She didn't, there's no AI use in this. She probably did type it all. This is just her putting everything out there. Her mentality is so real on Twitter. Yes. I'm seeing nothing, but I'm not reading all that. You suck, everyone else is innocent. And that's the most frustrating part, is all I'm seeing too. All I'm seeing is people are too long didn't read, you're a piece of shit. Go support Nanolist and Shy Lily and Bao and all these people. When no. That's not it. That's just not it. People treating Twitter like a court of law, but even there's innocent until proven guilty. Every time a doctor drops, it's, I spoke first, so I'm the victim. I don't care about Cinder, but this is scary behavior. Yeah, no, it absolutely is. 110%. It really is. Kind of sounds like they're all pieces of shit. I'll tell you, in my opinion, the pieces of shit are Cinder, Nanoless, Shy Lily, Silverveil, and Aru. I think those 5 are the pieces of shit. I think Bao, Numi, and Spite, like, Bao and Numi for sure just got fucked over by a friend. Like, that's all that is. And then Spite just has to deal with the fact that her and Cinder have, like, the same kind of, like, motif for their branding. But that's those people did not, like, really do anything wrong. Everybody else, though, yeah, Spite was just there. That bitch just existed at an unfortunate time. Is like the worst thing that she did. But everybody else, like, I think Shy Lily was shady because after, I don't know if it just spawned from Cinder's fuck up with the V card thing. I don't know if it started before that. But she was very clearly annoyed at when Cinder was putting out false information about V-Card, and Cinder apologized to her, and Shy Lily even said, huge fucking respect to reach out about the info leak stuff. It takes a lot of balls, like, that takes a lot of balls, LMAO, like, saying she respected her for coming to her and communicating, but then that bitch does not communicate herself because Cinder tries to reach out to her multiple times afterwards and just get ghosted, which, like, y'all are both co-owners, like part owners of this large company. I think y'all should be in some type of communication. One person should be able to get a hold of the other person without, like, messages being ignored. And, like, it's not like Shy Lily doesn't use Discord or anything, because she's reached out to Cinder on Discord. She replied to Cinder whenever Cinder apologized on Discord. Like, I feel like it's an excuse that's brought up later on of, like, oh, Shy Lily doesn't really use Discord that much as to why she, like, ducked Cinder for, like, an entire month to then come out with all of this information. Funny enough, I knew about Spite before Cinder, too. Oh, nice. Shy Lily needs to learn to chill out, too. She acted like this before. I don't like that she has the position where she has. The position she has and shits on people who don't agree with her. You're a top streamer and people look up to you. You gotta conduct yourself a certain way now. Yeah, like, it's insane. It's insane. And, like, I'll be honest, I got such a bad, like, whatchamacallit, I got such a bad vibe from Shy Lily, because, like, again, I don't watch a single creator involved in this. I've never watched Cinder, I've never watched Nanolist, I've never watched Bao, Numi, Shy Lily, Silverveil, Aru, Spite. I have not watched any of these bitches ever in my life. I don't care about them. So a lot of the stuff that I'm seeing in this doc is my first impressions of them. And Shy Lily's first impression was fucking atrocious. My first impression of her, outside of, like, I won't say first impression, because I've seen, like, clips of her before. I just being in the VTubing sphere. But, like, the first thing I get from her is this clip where she's complaining about not having her own section in the apology doc.
Fuck an apology. And one thing that struck me specifically is when she dedicated a section to me and someone else. First of all, okay, I am petty. I didn't even get a section for myself.
Like, this just gave such an ick.
I am going to be super petty. Not even a section for myself. For someone that is so upset for me not naming her full fucking government Twitch.tv name, for someone to just put me in a document as Lily when previously referring to me as the other gamer subs owner. I don't even get a section for myself with my name properly fucking written. Come on, bro.
Like, your friends are all in shambles right now. From, like Bao, Numi, your closest friends are in shambles right now about finding out that, like, it looks like one of their best friend basically plotted on them, and you go on stream and you complain about not getting a section in a fucking document where she's apologized? What? Releases 1,000 pay. No, Bear, that is not correct. She did apologize. She did apologize to each of them. I don't want people coming in here with the misinformation of, oh, she never apologized, oh, she never did. Yes, she did apologize, and she did take accountability, and she also disproves a lot of the things that these people are saying, so she's not going to take accountability for things that did not happen. Lack of communication is such a bad business etiquette. Yes, I can't even leave my coworkers on red for too long at work. Be professional. Exactly, like, be professional. I enjoy spreading misinformation on the internet sometimes. Fuck you. Girl, you're not special. You stream, bro. She could have just left it alone. And that's, like, I do genuinely believe that, like, and again, this is Cinder's speculation, so there is no proof, like hard concrete evidence of this. Oh, thank you for the Queen's Care package. There's no hard, like, concrete proof of this, but I do believe Shy Lily did organize and, like, orchestrate like, Cinder's character assassination. I really do. So, like, they like, talk, or they don't talk specifically. They talk out, the only time they talk is whenever she apologizes for the Gamersup's, like, slip up about V-Card stuff. She asked Lily if she wanted to collab, on a game, and Lily passes because a new WoW season was dropping. And then Lily asks Cinder for OBS help, and then Cinder never hears from the bitch again. Any collab that they were both supposed to be in, Shy Lily just drops out of it, which, I mean, that I'm not saying that's just because Cinder's there. That could be a myriad of reasons. The second collab didn't even happen, but Shy Lily was supposed to be in it, but as, like, after Cinder was added, she is removed from the group, and she, again, from March 28th until, like, April, 26th is whenever all the docs dropped, Shy Lily is ghosting Cinder. She is ghosting the other fucking co-owner, or part owner, of Gamersup's. And Cinder even asked, five or 6 days before the doc drops, is everything okay? I know I've been told you aren't the best with messages, and we're both super busy with all things, but I feel like I've upset you in some way, and I wanted to ask you directly. She tries to make an attempt to communicate after being ghosted 3 other times, and then the fucking docs drop. I feel like Shy Lily was very shady in this. I feel like she was very petty, and I do think she coordinated the, like, doc release and like creation and releasing that happened. But those are just my thoughts on it. I'm fine with other people having other opinions, but as somebody who read through all of this, I don't know, it feels like it really does. Oh, I cannot relate, but I know not to act like this because I won't want someone to do that to me. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. I don't get it at all. Again, Bao just got fucked over because Redacted had his fucking beef with Bao. That's all that happened there. And then Cinder just fucked up whenever it came to scheduling and, like, missed out on Numi's concert, and also, like, should have let her know earlier that, like, her reasons for not wanting to perform at the concert. What I mean is we're doing a recap from yesterday. It's basically a recap from yesterday. Now, I will say, one of the biggest sections, I think Silverville section is the biggest, but I think the second biggest, is the breakdown. This section does include a lot of speculation. With all of the information granted, and again, on my opinion, personally, I don't think the speculation is that far off. It doesn't seem like it would be that far off, but it is all just speculation, so there's no concrete evidence, there's no actual receipts that, like, were brought up in the other sections to prove that this is how everything happened. But it is just the thoughts of how everything happened. I wish I literally gets Carmen a real hard. I think she was shady in this. I really do. This season of Victoria sucked. What are you talking about? And so here, whenever we get into the breakdown, the other thing that might have been missed by some people who were coming in late is Nanolis did put out a statement in her Discord today. I'll be honest, the statement's a whole lot of nothing. She basically just turns everything back to Cinder by saying, and, like, she says, like, oh, like, I was just a people pleaser and didn't know how to say no. And, you know, I canceled comms, but my, like, canceled clients know this. And, says that, like, oh, I revisited the first doc, and I'm sorry, I did realize it looks weird, but, like, that wasn't the point of everything. It was all about the blacklisting, which, again, was something that she fucking agreed to, but I'll leave it alone. So I feel like Nanolis's, like, statement she put out was a whole big nothing burger. I feel like she should have just shut the fuck up, to be honest. I don't think she should have said anything. But that is, like, the latest update before we go back into going through more of the document. Let me I didn't realize this was off the screen as much as it was. There we go. So we get into the breakdown where Cinder saying Nana, Shy Lily, and almost a dozen of my friends planned the original documents about me. It took them 2 days to decide to cancel me. Everything was dropped out of nowhere, and somehow I was expected to have the perfect response to the claims they had already determined I was guilty of. When I first started this document, I thought my friends all lied about me, Rednet and Nano, to protect her and hurt me. I couldn't understand why, but as things came together, I was no longer convinced that was the case. It didn't make sense for all of my closest friends to maliciously and willingly lie to the public about me at the moment's notice, no matter what they thought I did to them. However, there is one thing I believe happened that would connect all of their lies back to one place. At the start of the document, I said I was convinced there were 2 people who drastically influenced how things played out before and after my cancellation. And she says here, Shy Lily lied to Nanalis about her own actions towards me, telling Nanalis she was being manipulated when she wasn't. Under the excuse of manipulation that Shy Lily gave to her, I believe Nanalis lied to everyone about her experience with Redacted and I to avoid accountability for any of her actions. With Shy Lily supporting her, they lied to my friends and they lied to you, which I think is what happened. So she says, who was involved before anything was public? Nanalis was the source of all of the Discord screenshots that were the starting point of all of the claims that followed. She posted the first doc. Shy Lily was the first person Nano contacted about Red's DMs. She was involved in everything from the start. Bao, Red's messages to Nano about Bao were the heart of the claims. She was included as soon as she was able after her surgery. She posted her documents minutes after Nano. Numi's involvement is evidenced by Shy Lily's knowledge of my private DMs with her about her concert. She also gave a list of people who were involved on her stream on April 28th. The other 3 girly pops, I don't believe they were major parts of planning anything that happened and had no malicious involvement. They were only brought in this to help corroborate things the rest of them talked about. Buff Pup and the other Vichibon members. Numi said that Buff and the other Vichibon members were also included in the calls together. On Buff's stream, on July 22nd, she basically said she and a lot of other people were involved before things were made public. The VOD of the stream was made private within a week or 2 of it happening. And then Sacramore was the Bao's video editor, and his document written and posted shortly after Bao's. What Red said to Nano about Bao in January was about him too. That's crazy. It's insane. It's actually insane. And she says, of these 12 people, no one contacted me before everything was made public, and only one of them reached out to me right after. So she says, I don't have evidence of anyone else being included on this list, although there's more people I suspect to have at least been aware of what was happening beforehand, if not also involved in the planning themselves. And then, yeah, including Cotton. Yeah, I don't believe anyone else who was mentioned in Nano's docs were involved at the planning of anything beforehand. So Cottontail, Silverveil, and Spite. As Nano's document states, their names were censored in it because none of them gave their consent to appear before it was posted. So there's that. And then Cinder breaks down what she believes is the 17-day timeline of how it all happened. So, hey Kobe, welcome back. She says on the 11th of April, Red saw Nano working on Shy Lily's model and messaged her about it. And that was the time that she had raided Shy Lily for the second time in the past weeks and had like an off-putting response. The next day, Red messages Nano about Shy Lily again and talks about the behavior. And then this was the last time Nano messaged either Cinder or Redacted. 2 days later, or 2 to 3 days later, Nano showed Nano showed Shy Lily the things Red said about her. She was the first person Nano spoke to about it. Shy Lily told Nano Red was manipulating her, leading to Nano leaking more of their DMs. Shy Lily told her to contact the people infected, including Bao. Shy Lily said the screenshots Nano showed her were from a few days ago when she saw them. She said this was what started it all. So she does put her speculations here. But for the most part, I'll probably skip over speculations because I know how people are going to be about it. It's not that crazy this happens. Mean Girls make an industry worth 100,000 plus and have nothing but mid 28. Yeah. So that happened on the 14th or the 15th. But on the 15th, what did happen was Cinder messaged Shy Lily's manager, since she hadn't heard directly from Shy Lily, and he implied she was too busy to plan anything with me anytime soon. Cinder messaged Nano for the last time, asking her to come to her stream again, and she never replied. And then Nano's new manager messaged Red about Nano parting ways with us due to artistic burnout. The next day, April 16th, Red messaged Akira again for more clarification on what's happening to Nano. The 18th, Nano did not message Bao. Shy Lily did instead, telling her they needed to talk. Bao told Shy Lily she wasn't in the right headspace and to wait until after her surgery. However, it was rescheduled to Monday, April 21st, so they did not talk until after Bao recovered from surgery. And she speculates, I will read this one. She speculates Nano could have messaged Bao about this too, like Shy Lily suggested, but apparently didn't. Shy Lily was the one to reach out to Bao to tell her this. Why? And they go through, there's some more speculation onto what, like, that is about. And then the 21st is whenever she sent her last message to Shy Lily to ask, to talk about what's going on, where she never got a reply. And Red sends the final message to Akira about Nano, and Bao underwent her surgery and started recovering. Then we get into the 23rd. So Bao finally talked to Shy Lily about what was going on, and they made a group chat to gather evidence, corroborate stories, and plan the documents together. Bao's editor was involved sometime after this, most likely by her. Bao's document said, I found out about this less than 48 hours ago at the time that it was posted the night of the 25th. So it makes sense that it was started on the 23rd. Also, an ad break is coming in like 3 minutes. I will stop coverage on this while the ads play, in case anybody, misses anything. Also, I realized my music wasn't playing. Then Bao gets manipulated in this. It pisses me the fuck off. Bao's been fucked with enough. Leave the woman alone. Yeah, that's why, I feel bad for the people that were, kind of manipulated into this. And I do feel like Shy Lily was the one that coordinated everything. She coordinated the character assassination of Sinder. And so that was the 23rd. They spend the 23rd and 24th making the dunk, compiling everything. And then the 25th into the 26th is when Nano's, Bao's, and Sakramore's documents were posted within the same 23-minute span. Nano's at 1:42, Bao's 6 minutes later, and then Sakramore's 17 minutes later. Sometime during this, both Red and I sent separate messages to Nano that were soon deleted, followed by her blocking us. And then she does include some more speculation here that their documents were posted together in the middle of the night in my time zone, so I'd be asleep when it happened. I wouldn't have had the chance to do or say anything to anyone before their narrative about me was widespread, out of Shy Lily's fear of me manipulating my way out of it. Which links to, all of these link to videos. I'm not going to open up all the links. So she says, shortly before, Cotton, Silverveil, and Spite were contacted about their inclusion and possibly encouraged to make their own statements, evident by their names still being censored in Nano's document when it was posted, but Cotton tweeting one of Nano's uncensored screenshots just 2 hours later, and Silver and Spite's documents posted the next day, including Nano's DM screenshots with their own names uncensored. They weren't contacted by Nano, but I believe by Shy Lily, just like Bao does. And again, that section is speculation. There is no proof of that happening. Life's just had it for Bao year after year. She's planning to quit, and every year she gets scammed in some way. It's awful. Arbor, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. And she says, I had a fight and a falling out with Red before 3:29 a.m., which led to me firing him at 4:24 a.m. And that's whenever she tweets that out that at this point, Redacted will no longer be my manager. I have a take. I don't think we should be calling these people mean girls anymore. They aren't. They're insecure, insanely so, in my opinion. From experiencing, calling them mean girls adds this cartoonish level of absurdity to their actions when most of this is easily recognizable if you aren't insecure and or confident avoidant. Maybe I'm just yapping though. You're spitting, actually. You're not just yapping, you're spitting. But I feel like mean girls is easier to put to it, which is why people say it. Also, that ad break is finna start, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here. Or I'll stop at, the 27th. She posted her apology. Bao replied to my apology with their own post, and Shy Lily replied directly to my apology, and Bao streamed that night to talk about everything. Yeah, not yapping. You have a point there. You do have a point there. But that's what it is though. Mean girl just rolls off the tongue easier. It's easier to say, it's easier to put an attribute to, that archetype, rather than saying oh, all these women are insecure and conflict avoidant. It's just more work to say that. Um, I the literacy thing is also it beats me down every day, every hour, every minute of every day. But there's that ad break, so I'll see y'all in 3 minutes. For the people not caught in ads, how you doing? How you feeling? The only way I can see it is changing it to calling it Catty BS or Mean Woman. it's it's definitely like I don't I I'm trying to decide if I want to attribute insecure specifically. I feel like that does play into it, but I don't feel like it plays into all of them. Conflict avoidant for sure. 5 more minutes on treadmill? Nice, nice. I don't like it because I think we should clock our friends about their confidence issues, especially at this level. Yeah, yeah. No, you are correct. Again, you're spitting right now. You are absolutely spitting. Um, and I mean, even in Bao's section, like this isn't anything to like give any like weight to the way Redacted was like talking or saying things. But even in Bao's sections, like she was they recalled that she would, talk a certain type of way to her fans whenever they were trying to encourage her, and she was just saying that like, oh, I'm just a failure. Like, let me see if I can find that part actually. Because I feel like because it was in the part where like he talks about like her like song was like a flop. Like, just because it's easy to say doesn't make it right. That's true. That's true. I want to see if I can find it. I think it's farther down here. Hold on. Let me see if I can look up fail. Fans? I want it to be specifically in the Bao document. That's the breakdown. That's V-card. That's Fansly. Oh, is this it? Oh, I found it actually. God bless it, fucking Control F. But, so, like, in Bao's section here, he talks about how, he says, I remember happening in Bao's server was on Cinder's birthday last year when her, Bao, and their friends were playing Jackbox games together. Cinder was streaming and invited them all to play, and Bao was streaming her in at first, but abruptly ended it not too long after. I checked her Discord server to see if anyone knew what happened. Bao was chatting in a public channel saying her CCV was too low to keep streaming, and no one cared about watching her. Welcome back from the ads. I actually went back to a section, I guess it comes from working corpo. I watch people excuse women's behavior just by calling it childish things. That's fair. That's fair. We were talking about insecurities, and Red brings up an instance where he said Bao had was streaming and then ended her stream like abruptly not too long after starting it. He says, I checked her Discord server to see if anyone knew what happened. Bao was chatting in a public channel saying her CCV was too low to keep streaming and no one cared about watching her. Her community was trying to encourage and support her, but I remember she replied to a fan saying something like, stop fucking talking, and telling them all that nothing she did mattered. This is how she was talking directly to her fans supporting her, and while in a collab on her friend's birthday of all days, more concerned about her numbers rather than having a good time together. I don't know if these messages still exist either, but about her music wasn't the only time that she berate herself in her server and guilt trip her fans about it. So, again, it talks about how that insecurity thing is brought back up in these creators, and I understand at every level being self-conscious and having moments of self-doubt about what you're doing and things like that, but I genuinely, at the level that these bitches are at, they should not be having it to this extent, to be honest. I'll be so honest. And you can say maybe Red just made this shit up. There's no screenshots to prove it. This could just be a situation he fucking pulled out of his ass or whatever. I don't think it's wrong. I don't think it is. I don't think it is. I think this probably did happen. Um and like again, like the it's just oh man. I don't know. I don't know. It just feels some type of way. Um all right, Ford, gotta calm down a little bit, okay? I'm not gonna tell you again, or else I'm gonna time you out. Just keep it a little calmer. That's because they're doing childish shit. If it was people wouldn't be using. If it wasn't, people wouldn't be using Grok to summarize it, make memes within an hour, and saying shit like too long didn't. Yeah. It literally gets worse as you get higher in the chain. I fear. Like, I mean, I don't know. I feel like at the level that these bitches are at, you're at the like top. Like you're at the top. You should not be behaving this way. But you know, it is what it is. That goes through Shy Lily's thing. Let me get back into where we were at the breakdown. Oh, I fucking lost my place because I did that Control F. Hold on. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. Okay, here we are. Here we are. I never feel bad for them at all. I understand, but again, if you reach a certain point, you can't act like that because at all, like that because at all. Yeah, no, like whenever people were like talking about like V Shoujo shit, for example, that was another point. I know Goddess, you were in here whenever we were talking about that too. Imagine dying of thirst in the desert and you see someone who's chilling in the middle of an oasis complaining about the heat. Yeah, that's literally what it is. Whenever the V Shoujo shit was happening, like everybody was like, you know, oh, like I'm so concerned for like these people now because, you know, they're not with V Shoujo anymore and all that. And like, I understand and felt bad for these people emotionally. I did not feel bad for them or concerned for them financially whatsoever. The fact that they were able to go so long without V Shoujo paying them shows just how much money they were being paid, that they could spend that much time not being paid and still be fine. I don't feel bad for them whenever it comes to the finances. And literally every single one of them bitches, as soon as they did like their first stream, when all the V Shoujo shit came out, all got like hundreds of thousands of dollars from fucking hype trains and shit like that. I don't feel bad for them at all whenever it comes to the finances. I understand the emotional turmoil and do sympathize with them on that. I understand mentally that was probably really hard, but financially, those bitches are fine. I don't have to feel bad for them. They've got it on lock. Wait, what did you say, Sinder? Or at the very least, announce a break and take a mental health day. Yeah, no, for real. I'm not speaking out of pity. It's just like, damn, I see this all the time. Why are your friends just watching you spry? Yeah, I would, like, if I see my friends going down, like, a path that, like, I don't think is good for them, like, I'm going to talk to them about it. They had the bag and couldn't afford a social media manager to keep that shit on lock. They could, let's correct that. They could afford a social media manager. They chose not to. They chose not to. Because this, oh my god. But anyways, going back through it, so we get into the like docs being posted together. The apology was posted, and then these people had their streams. Everyone else streamed their thoughts throughout the rest of the week. And then this speculation is interesting. Hi, Xander. Google Doc. I know. This part is interesting on like the speculation of trying to figure out who Akira was and like doing the fucking looking back to see who follows who and where it all leads back to and shit like that. And she speculates that like whoever this Akira person is and like their partner are probably the friends that Nanobliss is referring to. But again, this is speculation. We don't know who exactly the friend is. It could be fucking Shy Lily. It could be anybody that she's talking about whenever she says like, you know, my friends told me this wasn't like fair, and I asked my friends for advice on exclusivity, and I showed my friend like a picture. This could be 3 different people. It could be all the same person. It could be whoever that Akira person is. It could be anybody. We don't know who the people Nanolis was talking to here are. Controversy, including him doxing, what? Scribble, what the fuck are you talking about? Wait, hold on. You didn't read it. People won't care. They go, next he said it must be, oh, okay. I see what you're saying now. And then there's also some more speculation because before, like, in Nano's document, there were, some of Nano's screenshots are dated in 2 different time zones. Some are an hour ahead, while some are 2 hours ahead. For her screenshots to show this, Nano's account would have had to be physically logged in to 2 different time zones when taking them sometime between the 12th and the 26th. Nano would have had no reason to have these screenshots from conversation years apart and years earlier already taken before Red spoke with her about Shy Lily. So you'll see, like, some of the screenshots are from, like, they show the timestamp of 8:29, and then the same screenshot will show the timestamp in Nano's doc from 6:29. So showing that there are basically two different people are screenshotting these. And then there's a screenshot about Shy Lily and Nano's doc. The first time shows 10:16, and then Nano's screenshot being just 1 hour ahead from 9:16. So she goes into, like, which like conversations are screenshotted where it's like either 1 hour ahead or 2 hours ahead. I thought that was interesting. And then she goes through and she breaks down Nano's doc, which I don't feel like we really need to go over because we kind of went over Nanolist's section. But what she does in, like, these sections is she'll take each person's doc and basically go line by line. I'm sorry, how many pages? It's like 1,000. I think it's actually like 890 pages whenever somebody added it up, but close enough to 1,000. She goes through, like, basically each line and gives an explanation as to what, if this is true, if this isn't true, what actually should have been here. Like, she says, I wanted to share what I've endured over the years, which Cinder responds, you've seen what Nano had to endure over the years in her section, which it wasn't having to endure shit. Like, Cinder is still trying to get back into this shit. She does a phenomenal job of taking accountability for the things that she did while also disproving the lies that were spread about her in this document. And most people, again, are just the mentality of, oh, Cinder is evil, so everything she says is a lie, or there's nothing she can do to, like, redeem herself. I just don't believe in that. I'm going to take all sides of a story and come to draw my own conclusions from all of the evidence present. And from the evidence that is presented in this document, a lot of these bitches lied on Cinder's name. Wholeheartedly. Some of them didn't. Some of them didn't. A lot of the shit is Cinder fucked up, which she admits, I fucked up in these things. But a lot of this shit is also being heavily exaggerated or just straight up lies about her. But when you can't talk it out with a stranger, it's whatever. Supposedly friends, they go on about it being a sisterhood. Never redeem her to get the clarification. Nano says English isn't her first language, so now why not get clarification? If you're not willing to check or double check with the info, that's a childish mindset when you get swept by emotions. I can understand that. Yeah, change your mindset and you'll enjoy life more. Facts. I know there's a lot of I feel like this is a good pinned message for today. Thank you, Taigi. Montoma, welcome back. This is the problem with this kind of shit. You can't just put the genie back in the bottle. We're still seeing this with big subs like Johnny Depp, and now we're seeing it here. Well, I won't put all the blame on Cinder. There's some things that don't make sense. Like what? I mean, from my perspective on reading this and everything that, like, I've, like, rereading old documents and reading her document, like, Cinder's just a pretty shitty, like, she was a bad friend, for sure, and she held a grudge against, Cinder specifically held a grudge against Silvervale for, like, always being compared to her and whatnot. But that's like about it. And she had a very business mindset compared to a lot of people. That's a whole nother conversation. I feel like the VTubing community is just not ready to have, is that, like, it's not a sin to have a business mindset in VTubing. I get that this is, like, a lot of people's hobbies. They're here to make friends and do that stuff, and that's good. But there are a lot of people who this is their career. they have to think about this with a business mindset. You can be cool and buddy buddy with people, but like I feel like everybody talks about like if you're in VTubing just for like if you just have a business mindset in VTubing, like you shouldn't be in it when like I don't like that doesn't make sense. I don't think that like should be as harshly criticized as it is, I guess. Specific creators who suck at the business part in general. Now that happens. If you suck at the business part, you know, you just suck at it. Wrong people got too much attention sometimes. Too, in my opinion. Yeah. That's something I don't get on Silvervale though, because like on one hand you could have taken the hint and just moved on. On the other hand, there's another VTuber who was compared to Silver and handled it a heck of a lot better. Also, I don't know any other I don't know the bitches in this. I don't know other people who might be involved and whatnot. I think Silvervale, I think Silvervale is shitty in this because I feel like she should have just told Sinder, I don't want to have any type of relationship with you. I feel like she was very two-faced and very petty when it came to Sinder. And that's my biggest gripe with her, is that you should have communicated, like, I don't fuck with you, basically. Which, like, is fine to tell somebody. Again, that's another thing. This is round 2, ain't it? It is. That's another thing, is, like, it's fine to have an uncomfortable conversation, but just have it. I don't want to know them, honestly, after being in this community for 2 years. That's fair. A Google Doc? Oh, yeah. This is day 2 of this doc. It's a fucking 800, 900 page document. But yeah, no, that's why I feel like Silver is shitty in this, because like that and the stuff that happened kind of behind the scenes. But I'm going too far ahead. Let me go through more of like the breakdown. I feel like if any specific page is important, I genuinely believe, or any specific section is important. I think the breakdown is the like best like explanation for everything. If you were going to go over one section only, I would tell people to go over the breakdown, because that's where she goes through each person's Google Doc and gives direct points to every single thing that they are saying. Tinder, yeah. How far are we in your version of the doc though? Oh, so in like my synopsis of it, we're about at the same spot, because we're the Silvervale section is large, but I have that kind of summarized pretty far down. I'd say we're about midway through. But again, I spent a lot of time on Nanolys's section yesterday, because that is what everything else was based off of, and I felt like it was very important to show just how horribly framed and phrased Nanolys's doc was compared to what actually happened. Social life is temporary. Google Docs are forever. Oh my god. Tom! Hi Tom, how's it going? I think I can like skip through a lot of this, because this is going through Nano's doc, which we like went through Nano yesterday. I don't feel like I have to go through all of this. She does have some more speculation here about Nano's like motives, but again, that's strictly speculation. Who wrote Nano's document is more speculation, especially with the differing time zones and whatnot. And the fact that Nano's document is not written in the same like talking, like in like phrasing that Nano uses herself. Like one of the things that is brought up, and again, strictly speculation, one of the things that is brought up though is that in the document, the like ampersand is used a bunch, but Nanolys never used that at all when talking to either Sinder or Redacted. And who does use the ampersand though is Shy Lily. So that's like Cinder's speculation that Shy Lily might have been the one to write Nano's document, but again, no proof of that. We cannot say, confirm, or deny it. It is speculation. It kind of makes sense though. The whole Cinder situation will always give me a headache, because what are we on about? This doc is wild, and honestly, I feel like she owned up to it all and apologized. She'd probably be allowed. I feel like if she just owned it, that's what I'm getting. So Cinder owns up to and takes accountability for everything that she did wrong. She does that. But she also, in this document, and I feel like that's why people are, I don't know, having a hard time comprehending that you can take accountability for the things you did wrong at the same time that you show you did not do certain things. She took accountability for the things that she did, but a lot of the things that were said were lies or heavily exaggerated that she disproves. Both of those things can be true. Wait, hold on. I missed something. I don't get how Silver is at fault. I just joined 10 minutes ago. I haven't gotten into Silver's section yet, so don't worry. Cinder should have went radio silent and came back instead of the rushed apology statement. I do agree with that. And I think she even admits that, like, her first apology was shit because she was not in a sound state of mind and was just trying to, like, get something out. She even admits that her first apology was shit because of that. What she should have done was just come back with this. But again, I feel like even if she did not put out that first apology and just came back with this, she would still get shit on. Like, I don't think there was a path she could have taken where she did not get shit on. It's also 1,000 pages. It's really... Are you trying to say hard to read that? Because, I mean... It's... I guess. Glad we're on the same page. I suspected it was Shy Lily just on a gut feeling. When people accuse me of anything, I tell everything, so there's nothing covered up. It also doesn't help that she got 5+ docs after Nano's initial doc. Yeah, and again, like... I'm not gonna lie, it's very telling whenever somebody comes into chat and they have not read the document. I'll be so honest. It's so telling whenever somebody comes in and they haven't read the document or they don't know, they've just taken the synopsis of what everybody said on, like, Twitter or something. Because if you've actually read this document or gone through really any parts of it, you would know that she acknowledges that her first apology was shitty. She would know that she takes accountability for the things that she had, like, did wrong, admits to everything that she did wrong. You would know that Nano fucking lied, which I cannot stress enough. Nano fucking lied, like, point blank period, in her document. That was the basis for everybody else's document. That's, like, I get it. It's 1,000 fucking pages, but, like, I don't know, my nigga, read fucking books. Books have hundreds of thousands of pages. Like, it's so telling that so many people just don't fucking read. I have to calm down now. I'm getting a little too heated. Most of these people, or the pages are full of screenshot, to show conversations that were nitpicked / edited to seem worse. If they had been cut out, it would be significantly shorter, but everyone wants more proof. Yes, like, that's what it is. Yes. I need that fucking Boondock clip where it's like, read, nigga, read. Like, that's how I feel about this.
Grown-ass niggas asking for a TikTok.
Yes, yeah. Whoa, what mod do I... Oh, it's Taigi! I was like, what mod do I have in chat who's approving these? Thank you, Taigi. I mean, you're fine. You're fine to keep doing it. I just have to keep my, like, system thing muted. Yeah, anytime an auto-modded message gets approved, my TTS reads it, and I don't know why. So a lot of the times I don't, like, approve messages that get auto-modded just so I don't have to deal with that. I haven't figured out why it does that. And like that, no, you're fine. Like, it happens. If, like, somebody gets, like, auto-modded multiple times, like, I'll tell them to, like, calm down and rephrase what you're saying, because, like, you're getting auto-modded and, like, nobody else can see it, but I can see it. But I normally don't allow them because my TTS for some reason is like, let me read this out loud. Anyways, let me catch back up. I watched vids on it while working, but I was excited for Jay to go through it because Jay's dedicated. I am. Nobody should have even need to read all this. Fuck does this got to do with that? Very true. Again, this should not have been made public at all. Grown-ass is asking for TikTok snippets of this shit. Yes, that's what it is. That's what it is. Kuro, welcome in. How was work? I hope you had a good time. Is TTS allowed to say nigga? TTS just wanted to say nigga. Was the allegations about Cinder / redacted gaslighting, manipulating Nano true at all? No. I from everything that's put in here, I would say 100% no. Nanolis decided to do all of those things on her own. And even whenever there was, because people brought up yesterday, you know, Nanolis's first language isn't English, there could have been miscommunications. There was an instance where there was a miscommunication, and Nanolis in Redacted talked about it and cleared up the miscommunication. So no, Nanolis was not manipulated. She was not pressured or forced or coerced into canceling those models or anything or signing the blacklisting exclusivity deal. She did that shit of her own accord. And like, that's why, again, I talk so much about like Nanolis specifically, because everybody else's claims all come from Nanolis. Everybody else's like thoughts, what they say, what their stories are, they all originate from the screenshots from Nanolis's doc, which we are shown throughout, like, through Nanolis's section in Cinder's doc, that it was lies. It was a lie. Nano and Redacted had a very, like, friendly, very unprofessional, to be honest, a very unprofessional relationship where they were joking around, talking about other clients with each other, this, that, and the other. Nanolis often just talked about how she wanted to cancel everything and she only wanted to work on Cinder models. Multiple times in that document, Nanolis is the first one to bring up an exclusivity deal. Nanolis agrees to the exclusivity deal or the blacklisting deal of not working with Silver, Bow, or Cotton, not manipulated, agrees with it of her own accord, and also a month after agreeing to it, goes back on the deal because she wanted to work with Silver again. So the deal only lasted a fucking month and didn't affect anybody, if you really think about it. The villains, Nano, Red, Lily, and that one dude who needed to feel special that brought up the cheating statement. There's also the guy who she emotionally treated. Yeah, the whole cheating thing is like, that shouldn't have even been included in this. Like, that's so unrelated to everything. She understands enough to make money out here from these top creators, girl. But yes, me making my own choices. Do you see how I was manipulated and coerced? Quite literally what happened. I was wondering when you were going to look at this. You were stronger than me. I couldn't. I'm on day 2. Yeah, good on Cinder for coming back with everything, because I feel like that was genuinely the only path she had. Out of every path that she could have taken from this situation, the only other thing that would have been better necessarily is if she did not put out that first apology and only put out this. That's the only other better path she had. Every other path, though, not addressing it, she would have been shit on. Graduating, she would have been shit on. Going back to streaming, after putting out her first apology and not talking about it again, she would have been shit on. There is no other path she had that could have resulted any way once those documents were out. So I think she did a phenomenal job on this. I think she did a phenomenal job putting out this document, putting out everything there is to know about it. And unfortunate that people aren't going to read it because they just, oh, it's 1,000 pages, too long, didn't read. I don't fucking care. These people told me that Cinder is a bad guy, so I'm just gonna listen to the people who tell me Cinder is a bad guy. Which, again, Cinder did fuck up. She is not innocent. She did fuck up a lot of things. She admits to what she did wrong. She admits to the times that she lied. She takes accountability for those times. She was guilty of being a bad friend. But all of these other bitches are not good. Like, a lot of these, I won't say all, because, like, people like Bao, Spite, Numi, they are innocent in this. But some of these other bitches, Nano, Shy Lily, personally, I think Silverveil too, they are not innocent. They're very, like, bad themselves. They did the same shit. Her and Red typed this out. She said that her and Red typed this out together. They've been working on this for, I can only assume they've been working on this for like 3 months. Like 3 to 4 months. Lasting only a month is so insane. What? Are they gonna hold your hand and force you to type your name? People love to say they forced to do this shit, but I never believe them up front. Yeah, like you're not forced. Oh, the fucking exclusivity deal only lasted a fucking month. Nobody was impacted by it. The cheating isn't relevant. I do not care that she that doesn't concern. Yes, that's between her and her partner. If she cheated and they stayed together and like worked it through, good for y'all. That's between y'all. That has nothing to do with everybody else. Cinder can come back if she wants to, just do better from here on out, but Nano needs to take a break and stop playing victim, personally. I agree. Yeah, but girl cheating on boyfriend is plus 100 to the angry mob, yeah. Cinder coming out with literally everything gives her a chance for a fresh slate to prove herself now. Yes. She needed to bring it up because she said she's going to address everything. Not only did the other dude that made the doc, but her old friend on her ASMR days also made a doc. I remember people commenting like, wow, Red deserves better for getting cheated on. Yeah, and she does talk about I think it's at the end of somebody else's section where she talks about like the beef that happened with the old ASMR shit. Like she does talk about everything. Was there any information in the document about Bao's new model cancellation? Yes. Nano chose to cancel Bao's model. Nano was not pressured in canceling Bao's model at all. Nano chose any model cancellations. Honestly, anything that happened with Nano, model cancellation, art cancellation, the blacklisting, are all decisions that she made. She was not manipulated into, she was not coerced into. I'll even go back to it. Because whenever, and again, the first time exclusivity is brought up is by Nanolist. But the second time that is the second time exclusivity is brought up specifically in reference to blacklisting certain creators from working with Nanolist. It is by Red asking if you don't work with these people, like we can pay this amount, whatever. And even in that, she says, because Nanolist asks, who are the creators? And Redacted says Silver, Bao, and Cotton. And she says, oh, I have Bao on my list. And Redacted says, well, then I brought up this conversation too late. It's okay, Nano. You don't need to make any changes. And Nanolist responds like, are you sure? I'm not really down on working with people that Cinder don't want to. Which Redacted says, yeah, but wouldn't this be the second time you're canceling on her? And Nanolist she says, I'd rather work with Cinder than Bao, don't worry. Being Cinder's mom means a lot to me. That was her choice. And then later on, whenever they're talking more on the exclusivity side, specifically whenever she talks about like, the like month after that exclusivity or blacklisting, whatever you want to call it, deal is made, and she backs out on it because Silver, asked for something. She says, I don't think I can do this to Silver because she's my friend. I don't really care about Bao and Cotton. She's saying these things. It's coming from her. She made these decisions. She was not coerced into it. She was not manipulated into it. She wasn't harassed into it. Nanolist chose these things. Okay, I'm coming down now. And I'm also behind on chat. Let me catch back up. What are you saying? I gotta scroll back up. Sometimes VTuber streaming community feels like one big... yeah, that's what it is. If Nano was forced to be exclusive and pressured with no NDA, why'd she speak out to any artist and bring it that? Yes! Legit month of Nano art is close to nothing unless you've actually done any rig or watch a creator rig a model, you know, yeah, like that's why I say, like, people are so mad about the blacklisting, exclusivity, all that shit. Nothing came from it because that bitch backed out after a month. Oh my god. Cancellation blacklisting goes like this. Red, can you not work with XYZ? Nano fam, I got you, fam. Literally. Luna! Hi, Luna. Dear content creators of all spaces, keep your motherfucking beefs in private. Don't have the beef. Just communicate with each other and you wouldn't have the beef. Oh, man. But Jay, her first language is not English. Dog. Oh. I think for me, if Nano wasn't happy, they could have said no. And I know some people will say being manipulated is a thing, but how far does that go? When do you stop being a victim, a doormat, and stand up for yourself? Yes, that's what it was. Nano just could not stand on business. That's all it is. And she even said, like, because Nano put out a statement in her like Discord today talking about how, like, back then she was a people pleaser and didn't know how to say no to a cool project. But, like, that's also a fucking lie, because there are several instances whenever they come to her with a project and she says, no, I don't have the space to take this right now. Like, I'm too busy. I can't do this. And Redacted's like, okay, let me know whenever you're free. She can! She just, ooh! I have to calm down again. How did Red also become a slight victim? All of those DMs were from him, yet somehow Cinder is the one pulling the strings. It's after the ASMR guy came out about cheating, then Cinder's first apologies. I don't know, dog. I'll be honest. This whole thing was such a mess. A lot of bad friends, but they're all like frenemies. Yes. Hey, Star, welcome in. Nano did put her foot down on Red a couple of times in DMs. It shows she can say no when she wants to. Yes, yes. Jay, just talk. Stop having beef, VTuber. We got the meat. That's what it feels like. That's genuinely what it feels like. But yeah, so I think the like, I feel, and like, I'm not gonna lie, I feel crazy because I feel like I'm having to defend Cinder against people, but I don't want people to like, hi Risky, I don't like that misinformation is being spread about her when it comes to specifically Nanolist. Like, yes, she's shitty. We all can agree that she was shitty and she was a bad friend, but she just did not do these things that they said she did. And the fact that like everybody is so ready to just say that she did it and like not hear out anything else is scary. Like how Momo said earlier, it's terrifying that it's basically the first person to put out a document is the victim, and then, you know, fuck you. That's it. It's just whoever talks. It's whoever talks shit first gets the fucking dub on it. Okay, but back to the breakdown. So there is speculation that Shy Lily is in fact the one who wrote Nano's document based on the words that are used in the document, how it's phrased, the like just structure of sentences, things like using the ampersand where Nano's never used that, but Shy Lily uses that pretty often, things like that. I'm just so tired of the VTuber community being so dramatic. Yes! It should not be that. I'm not here, but I've been here since the beginning. Oh, okay. Oh my goodness. Anyone else see how silent the people named have been? Because they can be. And that was another thing that I figured would happen. Like, Nanolist, for example, only made a statement in her Discord. These people have already won. They know that the general public is on their side regardless of what Cinder comes out with. So Cinder coming out with, like I said, quite literally everything, all of the receipts and whatnot, most people, as y'all seen from their reactions, like, too long, didn't read, you're a piece of shit, I'm not gonna read this, you were bad, and so all these other people are innocent, we should just continue supporting these people. Like, no! Oh! So that's the thing, they don't have to say anything, they've already won. They don't, like, which is another thing that I'm a little annoyed about, like, seeing is, like, the fact that she comes with these receipts and she comes saying, like, these things are not what they were presented to everybody as, and nobody listens because, again, they put out their shit first and they were able to organize it in a better way than like, how long it took her to put out her statement. And it sucks because she did fuck up by putting out a bad apology first. Best thing to do in contention to 1,000 pages is shutting the fuck up. Yeah, because, like, especially when it comes to Nano, and again, Nano only posted Nano's Discord compared to, like, her actual, like, online followings. That's such a smaller amount of people that are going to see her statement, and even in the way that she phrased her statement, she doesn't really take accountability for the fact that her entire document was framed so poorly and lied about, because she agreed to everything. She was not manipulated, coerced, or any of that. Hate to be that person, but if this situation was a popular male VTuber, they wouldn't be as vilified as a female one. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't think so, actually. A lot of them are choosing silence because Cinder has already lost the core of public opinion. This is literally for Cinder to clear her name for the ones who will listen. Yes. Because he's a big name. Same with Squanch. Like 30 minutes into the doc, I couldn't watch him anymore. She keeps making and repeating the one-sided assumption that Cinder is wrong. She should shut up and Red must be... Yeah, like... And, like, if you have... That's, again, another thing. Like, for example, another really big creator is Muujin. I did not watch his, like, coverage of it because he was streaming and going over this. But I believe he had kind of the same, like, attitude about it of, like, oh, Cinder's just a piece of shit, so everything that she said is wrong, and you know, this is just gaslighting. This is just her gaslighting and her trying to turn it on anybody, turn it on everyone. With like, that's so obviously not it. Hold on, I'm behind again. Yeah, I don't think a man would have been able to come back from this at all. Here's the thing, we all hate having to defend Cinder, but being a bad friend because you were too focused on business doesn't even compare to all the lying that's been done on her name. Exactly! Yes, yes! Cinder does learn from this because become smarter, and whatever happens between her and Red is their business. Yeah. I don't know. I'm curious as to see what will happen from this. Many popular streamers had a live stream trying to read in for the first time and later post about how they quit after X pages and everyone claps for it. Yes, like that. Oh, we should not be celebrating people's lack of literacy and being able to fucking read. Like that's not good. Considering being a woman definitely is a part of why she can. I don't think so. I don't think that I don't think that a male VTuber would like be having an easier time with this at all. I think if the same thing happened but it was all male VTubers, we'd be in basically the same like situation. People don't know how to separate their disdain from seeking the truth in their bias shows. I think Cinder is crappy too, but I also think she was painted in an untrue light in a lot of ways. Wrong is wrong, even someone you dislike being lied on. You do something wrong and it means everything someone says you did, regardless of evidence, is true thing needs to stop. Exactly! Yes! I just came back and people have acted like nothing happened. Oh, what? I don't know about big VTuber shit, I'll be so honest. Oh yeah, two things can be true. Honest to God, hi chat. People are flawed. People see a popular streamer, especially VTubers, like perfect gods. Like, no, they're human. Shit's gonna happen. You're allowed to be upset about whatever happened. Disappointed at it. That's fine. But at the end of the day, you don't know the full story. You know what you've been told. Yeah, I just don't like being lied to so much by these other creators. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and it's like annoying too. That like they're able to get away, like Nanolist, for example, for as much lying that she did, is just she gets away with, like, everybody's going to get away with this, except for Cinder, because she was the one that was like lied on. So it's this right here. After okay, I see what Risky just posted. I have to look at that later. Yesterday I was playing it up at the beginning to act like you didn't read it because you said not to talk about it. Whenever it comes to the Discord, I don't want drama being discussed in the Discord. I want it to all stay on my stream. I never want it actually discussed in the Discord. I just like that the drama channel in the Discord is for you to post things and like updates to things, but I never want an actual discussion in there. I feel like it'll get too heated. I don't want to like deal with any of that, which is why I said like nobody talk about this, because I know a discussion could have started from that. I don't want discussions about drama in the Discord. I only ever want those happening on stream. Yeah, drop links and leave, or I'll rip something off. Exactly. Thank you, Tai. I looked at Kenji thing that nigga he called out did not recover. Yeah, no. That is very true. All this went down, my feeling was just sad. I felt now morbid glee. I just wanted these people to have open and honest communication. So many problems would have been solved if everyone involved just sat and talked their feelings out. But I know vulnerability seems scary. It's an important thing to... Yes, like, it sucks. I had to give my pyroprep friend a hug yesterday after that. Yeah, I want to keep the Discord light, exactly. Oh yeah, well, yeah, a woman did dox him. That was what happened with the Kenji situation. And then, like, the other people, like, talking shit about him. Yeah, there is the claim that it's different for, like, doxing, because that is, like, a crime. And again, that is the other thing. Cinder did not commit any crimes. People are acting like this bitch is a murderer by the way they're speaking on her. She was just a bad friend. That's it. Oh my god. But so going back into the breakdown though, she talks about the, like, there's more speculation about if Shy Lily was the one who wrote Nano's document and things about that. She breaks down Bao's document, which, again, the whole issue with Bao was that Redacted had beef with her. Cinder specifically got into a fight with Redacted because that was her friend. And then there is like speculation on if Bao's model was even really canceled the second time. But you know, speculation. And if Nano even wanted to make Bao's model, because she did talk about how at the beginning she like was scared to cancel with Bao, and then later on said, "Don't worry, I care about Sinder more than Bao anyways." There's a lot of speculation there. Shiloh's response to the apology, she goes and like breaks that down, where it's like a lot of the things that she said just were not true, and in reference to things that were not true in Nano's document, and things like that. And then her stream, yeah, there are a couple of parts where Cinder just says petty, which I think is so funny. She doesn't even like give like a comeback to it. She's just like petty. Yeah, here's another one. Here's another one where she just says petty. Hold on. Oh god. I gotta drink some water. Did I say a lot of people hate on the person they're told to? Because what do you mean you didn't read it? Regardless of anything, why would you admit to holding a dishonest viewpoint? Not talking about people who read it and don't trust her though. Yeah, listen, I'll give more credit to people who actually read the document and then say, like, if they still after reading it say, you know, fuck Cinder, all of these other people are innocent. I, one, think that they probably didn't do well on standardized testing, to be completely honest. But two, that's their opinion. That is their opinion, and that's fine. At least you actually fucking read the document. But I do have issues with people that don't read the document and then just say that, like, oh, Cinder's just guilty and all of these people are innocent. Like, it's so clearly spelled out the things that, like, she was, like, the things that were lies or the things that were just heavily exaggerated in these other people's documents. So yeah, again, if you like want to go through any specific section of the document, I do think the breakdown is the best section to go through, if not Nanolist's section. So how far down the hound hole did you get, Jay? We're in the breakdown. We're about to go over to Silvervale section, which I have thoughts on Silvervale, and I'm ready to talk about those too. What is it? They're all a little bitchy, and everyone thought it was cute until it wasn't anymore. Yeah. You're gonna leave it at how dare you be a woman? Hey, Anubis. Hey, Ollie. I heard Cinder eats unborn baby fetuses. Bro, that's how people are acting. They're acting like that. I'll be so honest. I just do have some comprehension issues. However, everyone dogpiling her and Lily was happy to talk mess. Pretty shady. I just think, because, again, I know I sound like a broken record about this, but Nanolist's document and everything that came out from Nanolist is what everybody based all of their, like, subsequent documents on. And the fact that that document, for the most part, was a lie and, like, was just framed so poorly is a big deal. I feel like everybody is, like, skipping over, basically. Yeah, they talk about, like, Numi's concert and stuff like that, where it, like, Cinder was at the concert. Whenever people say that, like, she didn't even make it there or whatever. She did go to the concert. Speculation about, like, Nanolist's lies and, like, why she lied about, certain things. And then Shy Lily's manipulation, which is speculation. Which I do want to go over this part. Like, the speculation on Shy Lily's manipulation. So, everyone, what did I miss? A lot, I'll be honest. Well, not too much. I feel like a lot of, like, harping back on things we talked about yesterday. Just gonna read, but 1K is personally too much for me to read. But seriously, I'm not on anybody's side. It's a drama between, like, ex-friends. Yeah. Okay, y'all calm down now about the whatever sick thing Cinder does. I'm over it. Even if she didn't make it to the concert, maybe she was tired or something came. Well, the reason she couldn't make it to the concert was because she double booked herself. That, like, she fucked up, and I understand how it happened. Because what happened with Numi's concert was V-Card's launch was supposed to happen, like, what day was it? It was supposed to happen, like, January 16th. And so she scheduled for the following day after V-Card's launch for Sinder and Shy Lily to, like, do a collab opening pack stream or whatever. Well, the V-Card launch got pushed back 2 weeks. So it got launched on January 31st. So they just then assumedly had the collab on February 1st, but February 1st was the same day that Numi's concert was that was previously planned. So that's how she fucked up in double booking. And so she moved the collab to be earlier and end at an earlier time so she could take a late train to New York City to make it to her concert. She still made it. Like, she also admits she fucked up. Like, she fucked up in double booking. She was so focused on the V-Card launch that she forgot about the concert. She says that. She still made it, though. I don't get why people are acting like she's done just the most, like, every sin in the fucking Bible or something. I don't know. It came out that Charlotte had something to do with the rescheduling. It would not surprise me. Well, and again, she doesn't blame Shy Lily for the rescheduling. She blames herself. It's just that it was a collab with Shy Lily. So Shy Lily is included in the collab, but she blames herself on the scheduling error. How do y'all be friends for a year? You know this person's petty a bitch. You stay friends for years, but one day you're like, nah, you're the enemy. Drop a doc of only them being a bitch and everyone forgets y'all have been associated for years. Yes! And I even talked about this whenever it first came out, was that, like, these girls are bitchy and they've always been bitchy, but it got to a point where one of them was too bitchy. One of them decided, I don't want to deal with your bitchiness anymore, and that's why the doc came out. But these are all bitches. I will say, because whenever I said that about everybody. I don't feel that way about Bao and Numi personally as much, because just in this situation they really did not do anything wrong. But, like, they're all mean. Like, they're all, I know I hate to say mean girls, but they're all mean girls. Like, they are all catty, petty, like, bad people, and low-key birds of a feather flock together. Like, it makes sense why they were friends for how long or how long that they were friends. The whole thing sounds like a bit of a managerial problem. Yeah, like, it was just bad, like, it was just being a bad friend. It was, she chose her business over her friendship. That's Cinder's biggest sin, was she chose her business over her friendship. VTubing friend groups is like the digital version of Team 10 or FaZe. Listen, a VTubing friend group that isn't like that, Fang Gang. I'm just letting y'all know. Fang Gang, we've got it unlocked. They're all cosplaying bad bitches, in my opinion. Could never be us. Could never be us. Hi, Duna. And the costume's falling apart because a real bad bitch would never get caught up like this. True. Fang Gang for life. Yeah, no, I absolutely pride myself in my friend group, and I, like, the four of us know how to fucking communicate with each other. Anytime we have an issue, something bothers somebody else, we just say it. And the other people receive that information and take it into account. That's how it's supposed to be. Fang Gang is all my Oshis. Oh my god, Risky. Your Oshi, thanks. So she has a job to do, can't call off of work, so why would she expect to? Yeah, I don't know. Me looking from my sidelines, like, yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, back into this. I do want to read through the Shy Lily manipulation speculation. And again, what I'm saying is speculation. It's not proven. This is just basically Cinder's thoughts on what happened here. Just say the thing even if it hurts, because it's better than whatever the fuck this is. Yes! Personally, feels like something that could have been handled privately. Yes, this absolutely could have been handled privately. 100%. Fang Gang just yells at each other for fun. What? They should have settled it in Smash. I met like 2 of y'all. They've been great interaction, so I'm a Fangang supporter. Yay! One day I'll mod for you. Yeah, no, risky for real collecting us. I'll literally mod you right now. Risky's like the official, like unofficial but official Fangang moderator, honestly. Yeah, Fangang does banter, not drama. But let me read through this. So she says Shiloh was involved in everything from the start and came out of this the hero. There isn't a lot of hard evidence, but due to her actions and things she said, I believe she may have manipulated everyone and how everything played out. She seemed to have a lot of knowledge about how a narcissistic manipulator would act, so let's look at her own actions. Oh, Cherry, thank you for the follow! She says that Shiloh lied to Nano and manipulated her to believe she was being lied to and manipulated by Red about the things he was saying when she wasn't. Shiloh most likely wrote Nano's doc for her. She used Nano's information to tell whatever story she wanted, writing lie after lie, and then had it posted as if she had nothing to do with it. On stream, Shiloh said she was afraid of how I'd manipulate my way out of things when the document was posted. With that, it's possible Shiloh could have been the one to instruct Nano to separate herself from Red and I due to the threat of being further manipulated, and why Nano cut contact with us through Akira. Shiloh was the one to back up Nano's story and false claims of manipulation to Bao and the rest of the friends with the limited screenshots Nano gave them as proof. Shiloh convinced Numi I lied to her in our private conversation about her concert and blamed things I did on Shiloh. Shiloh also could have used this event to justify to my friends why they shouldn't talk to me. On stream, she said they tried talking to me once in reference to this to explain why they didn't want to talk to me this time. Shiloh was the one who saw me as greedy and jealous, and I believe she pushed those ideas to my friends and convinced them those were my motives behind their claims. Shiloh's reply to my apology starts with manipulating the public to distrust everything I wrote, and the rest is filled with lies to turn everyone against me. And on stream, Shiloh basically told her chat they're stupid if they don't blindly agree with her and her retelling of the events, and that I'm the narcissistic manipulator. Speculation, all of that was speculation. Putting it out there, but hold on, I'm behind. Gets paid in 4 jelly beans a week now. Oh my god, it's bean boozled shit. Sometimes they are. Streaming is not that serious. You gotta be entertaining. If you want to do more, you can. Man, these creators are weird. Wow, all of this sounds so familiar. Thank you for the Queen's Care package. An ad break is coming in 3 minutes, by the way. It's going to be 3 minutes of ads. I will not continue going through the doc while the ads are playing. Just to let y'all know. Yes, all of that I just read, 100% speculation. That is not proof. There was no evidence of that. This is just what Sinder thinks happened to get to where we are now. Not, like, take all that passage that I just read with the smallest grain of salt. It is all speculation. And then she does talk about speculations of the rewards of lying. Because after lying on our work for over a year, Nano was rewarded with over 50,000 followers on Twitter, a waifu cup with gamer subs, a makeshift plushie, and everyone in the world wanting to work with her, the support and the praise of the biggest VTubers out there, and the endless sympathy for everything that she, quote-unquote, endured while working with me. Shiloh not only replaced me in my own friend group, but as the hero of the story, she gained the biggest and most consistent growth in her viewership after canceling me out of everyone involved. I'm the greedy one, but Shiloh did not miss the opportunity to capitalize on her new hero status a week after she tore me apart on her stream and dropped her limited edition Blowhole Blast. And Nano and Shiloh lied to each other, then lied together, each for their own reason. Nano to avoid any accountability for her actions and stay in the good graces of Shiloh and her friends, and Shiloh to get revenge for Bao and take out someone she didn't like and admittedly never did. They both gained the most out of doing this and possibly never knew they lied to each other's faces for their own ends. And again, speculation. All speculation there. All speculation. There's talks about like a scab and like how Shiloh like basically props herself up as like this hero in all of her stories, and whatnot. And then there's a conclusion down here, but I'm gonna wait to read that until after the ad break because that's about to start. No evidence, but I suspect of it in Cinder's position. I'd be suspect of it in Cinder's position. Yeah, like, that's why I say it's speculation, but I did want to read it because, like, in that point, or in that position with all of that information, it's not a crazy, like, speculation. It's not, like, a insane jump to go to. Search can only align so far with coincidence, but I have to wonder when they line up so neatly. Yeah. Sinder looks like a crazy person in front of a murderer these past few months. Not saying she is, but the speculation sounds like it. Yeah. Friend groups fall apart. Loki, they feel like the type of to have a separate group chat without that one person. Yeah. Wait, why would Shy Lily want revenge from... She would want revenge, or it's speculated that she'd want revenge for Bao, because of Bao's models getting canceled by Nanolith. And it's framed that, you know, Cinder and Redacted are the reason those models got canceled, and not it being Nanolith being the one to cancel those. You know, you've actually shed a shit ton of light on this for me. I'm glad! Yeah, money makes people do crazy things, too. That is very true. I feel like... I don't know how much a waifu cup would go for, but damn... Oh, you make... Depending on the, like, contract that they had, so, like... I had, like, a limited edition waifu cup out. I didn't make anywhere close to the, like, numbers that they were making. I probably have, like, 100 cups, maybe, that sold. They probably sell, like, thousands of cups. So, literally, 10x what I would make. They'd make money off of that. They'd make money off of that. They'd make money off of the makeshift plushies, obviously gaining the new followers and stuff like that. And I think, like, the Gamer Subs cups sold for, I don't know, how much do Gamer Subs creator cups sell for? Hold on. Gamer Subs. Let's look at their waifu cups. Oh yeah, their waifu cup sells for like 20, 25 to 30. Yeah, they're making bank. My, like, the waifu cup that I had sold for 15. So, like, 20x whatever I would have made, considering the quantity sold and the price increase on the selling, and then whatever the cut was. Because, like, I technically, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but, like, I didn't make all of the money from my cups. Like, I didn't make any money necessarily from the cup sale. I only made money whenever people use, like, my discount code. So even though like, all of my cups sold out, I didn't make money from every single cup. If some random person just bought it and they didn't know who I was and they didn't use my discount code, I didn't get that money. They probably have a better contract in place to where they are getting a portion every time a sale happens of their cup. So they definitely made bank. I still love Cinder's models. Girls have some gorgeous VTuber models. Shit made me gayer than I already am. They're good. They're good models. Is the length of the document justified, or could it be shorter? I think the length is justified because it includes full page screenshots, which is, like, why it's so long. If the screenshots wasn't there, the document would be significantly shorter, but then people would say, you know, where's the receipt? Where's the proof of this? So I think I do believe the length of the document is justified with everything that she does put in here to cover all bases. The only person on a cup I have is my glorious King LeBron. Oh, God. Oh, wait, considering Nano herself made the art herself, plus she's a popular VTuber, there's an obvious of having her art. This cups cost around 25 to 40. Yeah. I'm gonna have to refollow Sinder, honestly. I was never following her, so nothing changes for me here. Jeremiah Smith on a cup? I'd drink anything out of that. Y'all are cracking me up. I have a Yay JB cup and it's sold out. Hot chat all hours. I am still planning my donathon, and in my donathon, for my birthday, there's the chance of getting a no longer obtainable limited edition Yay JB W Waifu Cup. I'm just saying. But anyways, welcome back from the ads. So the conclusion that Cinder puts into this section is for, like, each person. So I think she has a conclusion for Bao, in conclusion for Nanolith, In conclusion, for Shy Lily, yeah, okay, she has those three. So for Bao, again, Bao's whole thing was the fact that Red had issues with Bao. I don't feel like that's really necessary, and like she's not super like pertinent to this. In conclusion, for Nanolis, what she says, oh, hold on. All you have to do is donate 500 gifted. I don't know if that was that? I don't know. I think that's more than needed for reaching that. I don't know. You got me thinking about it. Hold on. Putting so much effort in this document to stay in work. Props to her. I couldn't even write a 500-word essay in high school, and she's doing it. Yeah, like I respect the fact that she put out this doc. When are we getting Taigi Cup? True! Where's the Taigi Waifu Cup? That's what I need in my life. Wallet and bag, let me use your resources for a J Cup and my life is yours. I want a YJ thermos for my coffee, because since Jay is always spitting fire, I know it always magically keep my coffee hot. Oh my god. That's so good. That's so good, actually. I checked the waifu cup and Nanos was 25. Oh yeah, she made bank off of that. Taggy is gonna send us all free cups. It's not about me, it's about the queen. Taggy, I want my waifu cup though. I want my waifu cup. But let me read this. So in conclusion, for Nanolis, she said, I don't think Nano's actions didn't start out malicious. She wanted to find out if what Red said was true, and Shy Lily used that against me. I do not believe Nano ever shared the full true story of what happened between her, Red, and I with my friends, and instead chose to protect herself and lie about everything. It's hard to believe Nano put her own document together, and it's heavily evidence that Shy Lily did. Speculation. Again. Nano sat back and let Shy Lily take the wheel for her after knowingly lying about what had happened between us. When you consider that Nano and Bao's documents were planned together and posted simultaneously, it was on purpose to put my betrayal of my friends first and foremost, even though Nano said she didn't care about Bao. After viewing the entirety of Red's DMs with Nano and having the full context of their conversation, it's very clear that Nano's entire document was maliciously and deceptively written to push a false narrative to the public on which everyone else's claims could be based on, while using emotionally triggering language in its accusations throughout. With the biggest VTuber, Shy Lily, supporting her, no one would question Nano's claims, even my friends. When put under scrutiny, there are so many details purposely left out, giving the freedom to tell whatever story they wanted, that the DMs were shown vaguely supported. So screenshots from conversations over 2 years presented out of order, missing context, and mixed and matched to fit a narrative. Even going as far as boldly editing a screenshot to remove a message, which is true. In Nanolis's document, there is a screenshot that is edited to remove a message. Claims were made without evidence, and straight up lies were told, meant to be believed by the public who wouldn't know any better. Some of the claims in Nano's document don't even match the screenshots provided as evidence. It's like no one actually reads the screenshots provided and either just reads what was written or just listens to the larger voice telling everyone what they said happened. This document was falsely written to paint Nano as a victim who had no agency in her choices without showing any of her guilt, and Red and I as evil, manipulative people who wanted to use Nano for her own gain, sabotaging every project she ever canceled and cherry-picking exactly what was needed to be shown to make that case. Everyone was told that everything in Red's messages had to be my thoughts and feelings, as well as put the blame for all of the blame to be put onto me, as if he isn't his own person. Only 3 total screenshots of my own words from 2 conversations over a year apart were shown in that document. The only manipulation here was the evidence in Nano's document and the public's perception of me. Hold on, let me drop back over here. Twitch, drop a Fang Gang coffee mug and my life is yours. Oh man, I already got 2 J cups. I need 2 Tagi cup now, along with Tuwani and Tuna. Yes! How many pages do we go through? We are at the end of the breakdown. So we're getting to the smaller part. Well, the Silver Veil section is actually really big, but we're getting through, I think we're getting through this really well. You want to keep listening before she get off stream? No worries. Thanks for stopping by, Tabby. This might hurt GamerSupps long term. They're already in hot water for not backing down, and now this comes out and exposes Shy Lily and other GamerSupps as toxic. People might not want to sign with it. Yeah, GamerSupps is they're just staying in controversy. Them niggas cannot stay out of a controversy at this point. Damn, Hellhound spitting that sweet, sweet hellfire. Shimmer, can we get the page number above your head? Thanks, bro. You're a real one. That would be crazy. But, like, I don't think I could because it's separated into different, like, sections. Because, like, for example, right now, we're on page 269 of 274 in this section. But we've already gone over, like, Nanolist's section, for example, which was 274 pages. So I don't think I could do that. We're almost done with the preamble. My goodness, this is long. No, we're actually getting into, like, what we're finishing up is, like, the like, full story, I think, is what we're finishing up, is, like, the full story from Nano, Bao, Shy Lily, Sinder. Like, that was the core, like, group and core fallout that happened here. And then what we'll get into after is, like, Silverveil, so it'll go through, like, Sinder and Silverveil's whole fucking, like, crazy-ass relationship, and then we touch on Aru, which is somebody that, talks about, bye, Debbie, that talks about, how Sinder just used them when that is not the case, and then Spite, who just existed at the wrong time, to be honest. So, yeah, each chapter has its own page count. So we're getting through the bulk of it right now, and then we get into, like, one-offs with the next couple people. And so where was I at in this? Oh yeah, talking about Nanolist. She says, yeah, neither of us sabotaged any VTubers projects with Nano. As you've seen from our messages, we've always praised Nano for the work that she did with others. I've always supported my model sisters, and I platformed them myself on my own stream, even if I could also understand the reasoning behind Red saying the more Nano model means they're less special, which I don't agree with that, but I'll move past it for now. And then she says, in the case of the exclusivity deal in January 2025, Red asked Nano not to work with Bao, Cotton, or Silverveil. Nano said she had a model planned with Bao that he didn't know about before, and Bao probably didn't know about it either. Nano offered to cancel Bao's model in exchange for payment for her own model's rigging. They negotiated and made a deal that was never shown to the public. To argue that Nano was manipulated in any way is crazy. Nano was just as complicit in their deal as Red was. She had no problem asking him about and talking about the drama around Bao that her document claimed she wanted nothing to do with, and then offered to cancel Bao's model herself. I had nothing to do with this happening and had no knowledge of it until the documents were posted. Red and Nano are the only two people that could have told me about this, and neither of them did. There's nothing to show for it because it didn't happen. I can't prove a negative. Nano lied and pushed all of her agency and her own actions onto Red. Then Shy Lily and my friends took Red's agency away from him and his actions, and then blamed everything either one of them did on me. Nano used us as a scapegoat for canceling Bao's model when she was the one who wanted to do it in the first place. She canceled Silverveil's and Cotton's models back in November of 2023 and then blamed it on us. And when she said she was going to take Silver's model back, she didn't because she was healthier and less stressed. She canceled 7 models in September of 2024, avoiding accountability for herself and implying that those clients, and applying to those clients that it wasn't her fault, it was my fault. I didn't know if the 10 canceled projects talked about in Red's DMs with Nano was everything she ever canceled or everything she blamed us for in her document. It's all he ever knew about. Nano was clearly capable of thinking for herself and always in control of her own business decisions. She repeatedly overextended herself and overbooked too many projects that she couldn't handle again and again. If Nano was able to cancel on some big VTubers out there bigger than me, she could have chosen to cancel plans with us or stopped working with me altogether if she really felt the way it says she did in her document, but not once did she. Instead, she said she just wanted to do Sinder stuff. We didn't hold any power over Nano. We didn't threaten her, didn't blackmail her, and we didn't manipulate her. We were her most loyal, supportive, sympathetic, and repetitive clients who genuinely cared about her, and she knew it. Hold on, let me come back again. Ooh. As much as Shy Lily irks the shit out of me, the biggest snake in all of this is Nano. Yes, yeah. I think I've harped on this long enough for, like, Nano's thing. She does say at the end, I will continue to use art and models from Nanolist until they can be replaced. And then she goes into conclusion for Shy Lily. She says, I used to look up to Shy Lily, but now I don't know how anyone can. The L she holds on her forehead must stand for liar, because Shy Lily was the first person to do so. She had her own grudges against me before all of this started in true narcissistic fashion. She lied to and manipulated Nana to avoid accountability, turning her against me. She's Shy Lily. So of course Nana was going to believe anything she said. The only thing done to Shy Lily was that Red dared to speak about what she was guilty of doing and thought we'd have to consider her as competition for her petty, unwarranted behavior towards me. She still expected her own section in my apology, though, as if I had anything to apologize to her for other than not knowing she was talked about. She probably just wanted a concession from me for some narcissistic sense of victory. Shy Lily wants to claim that she sucks at Discord, but her manager told me that Shy Lily rarely uses Discord, only for business meetings and stuff. I guess that part was true because this was all just business to her. She had no problem using, understanding, navigating, organizing, and communicating with a dozen or more people in Discord consistently over 2 weeks when it came to canceling me, but for some reason didn't have the balls to respond when I tried to resolve things between us. From my own experience, her sucking at Discord is an excuse to avoid accountability for her not put in the time and energy to talk to some people she doesn't feel are worthy of her time, including her friends, something I was attacked for. I'm confident Shy Lily wrote Nano's document for her, used Bao as the emotional centerpiece, and told whatever story she wanted to tell. She hid behind the scenes and kept her hands clean of involvement, staying out of the drama until it came to dunking on my tweet and making sure I'd stay down. She became the hero, defender of her friends, and turned me into a villain. Shy Lily projected her own actions and behaviors of narcissism, manipulation, jealousy, and avoiding accountability onto me, and convinced all of my friends while manipulating everyone to believe everything I've ever said was me lying through my teeth with words like honey. She threw her morals out of the window, lied, claimed I was trying to deplatform them when Shy Lily was the one eager to deplatform me. Shy Lily is deathly afraid of losing relevance, and she gladly conspired to take out the person she felt she was losing relevance to in her own passion project, and pushed my cancellation to be done as soon as Bao was out of surgery with Nano's career-ending evidence. No one's going to distrust Shy Lily's word or side against her. Her celebrating my cancellation on her stream was justified in the eyes of the public she misled, all while admitting to slander that started this. Shy Lily didn't care about accountability. She was ready for blood, and she got it. And then she finishes this section with, it's very easy to lie about someone when the person being lied about is the only one who can disprove them, and everyone was manipulated to believe anything they said or they could say in their defense couldn't be trusted. Twist what really happened to fit a narrative, then repeat it over and over again until it's believed to be a fact. Cinder took no accountability. Cinder knew everything. Cinder betrayed her friends. It's just business. And no matter how many times they claim Cinder did this and Cinder did that, it doesn't make any of Red's actions my actions. Any evidence shown of my actual involvement was near non-existent. Just because they corroborated their stories and told them loudly and emotionally does not make them true. If you need to present your evidence dishonestly, out of order, out of context, even doctoring it, and then make claims that the evidence doesn't even show, then maybe that evidence isn't reliable and the real story is different from the story being told. This was a witch hunt, and everyone involved just wanted to move on from it as soon as I was gone. Honestly, from that, yeah, no, this thing is long. My personal thoughts on this, I think Cinder's pretty spot on. I think she's pretty spot on with like her looking at things from like what would be her perspective on how this doc is written and like everything that's shown here. That's really how it seems like. This like, again, it is speculation that Shy Lily did all of these things and whatnot, but I don't know. It lines up. It just genuinely lines up. So many, like, it can only be coincidence so many times. And even a fan of any of the people involved, I kind of like Bao because she's got some funny shit on her YouTube, but like, that's it. Listen, that's the thing. I don't care about any of these bitches. I'll be honest. I never watched them and I never will watch them. But I will say by the concrete evidence that is put in here, for sure, Nanolist lied in her document and everybody else's claims were based on Nanolist's document when it was a lie. So that just is what it is. Taking out all the speculation and everything else, looking at the full context of those conversations compared to what Nanolist put in that document, that bitch lied. Yeah, she was done dirty. Like, Cinder was done so dirty. That's frankly what happened. It's definitely a lot to take in. I understand that. But yeah, that is the breakdown. So that goes through everything between Nanolist, Bao, Numi, Shy Lily, all of that. Next, though, we do get into the Silverveil situation, which this section is, I think, the biggest section in this entire document, which is kind of funny because, I thought Nanolist's would be, but I think it beats Nanolist's by like 20 pages. Yeah, 274. Are these both 274? Wow, they're both 274 pages. Nanolist's section and the breakdown are 274 pages. Silverveil's is 294 pages. So, if this isn't proof cancel culture is fucked and needs to be scrubbed from this timeline, I don't know what it... Yeah. What's up with Red, by the way? What do you mean? Red, redacted. That's just, whatchamacallit? Cinder's manager / boyfriend. Can she sue for defamation? I don't know, because I don't know the law. I genuinely, I don't know. You'd have to ask.
She counts as a public figure, it's almost impossible to win.
Oh, John says she counts as a public figure, so it's almost impossible to win. There's always two sides, and we need to hear both to see what actually happened. Yeah. It's another doc hidden in there. Probably shouldn't have brought out this doc if she was going to sue. That too. Oh yeah, there's also the international stuff too, because Nanolist is from Brazil. Not without concrete proof, yeah. So probably not. So she did not take this to the court of law. She did like put it for the court of public opinion. And unfortunately, just by how damaging the first documents are, she's not winning in that court of public opinion. But I feel like if people actually read this, they would realize that she was treated way too harshly. She's not innocent again. She fucked up plenty of times, but the things that they said that she did were just not true. Especially with everybody griping on the fact that she was oh so ruthless to Nanolist and Redacted was forcing Nanolist to do XYZ thing. That is just not true. I do low-key feel bad for Sinder. I just knew what was told to me and I like full on believed it. Yeah, that's the thing is everybody I full on believed it. I was talking about it in yesterday's stream. Cause I went over the Sinder stuff when it came out, and like I went over her apology doc whenever that came out too, and I was ripping that bitch a new one. I was like, this is shit. She did all these horrible things. Like I was one of the people that was rude to, like, and harsh on her, and I was wrong. After reading everything that came out, I can say I was wrong on what I thought because they framed it so poorly. A lot of people won't read this, which is sad. Exactly. I didn't full on believe except for the one thing, which was her Silverveil obsession. Yes, which we are about to get into. Like, she was going to pay Nano to be an exclusive artist. That's like, yeah, it's a valid move. And again, it was agreed upon, like, the whole blacklisting. That's like the two things I feel like people harped on, was that, like, oh, they made Nanolist cancel these models, and then they forced Nanolist to not work with Silverveil, Bao, and Cotton. Nanolist agreed, first of all. That was completely her choice. She agreed to not work with those three creators. And again, I cannot stress this enough. The fucking exclusivity blacklisting deal did not even last a month because Nanolist went back on it the second Silverveil came and asked her for some art. It did not even last. And even she said, I don't care about Bao and Cotton, but I still want to work with Silverveil. That bitch didn't. She said, I don't care. She agreed to it. I can't. Ooh. It's agitating. Charlotte was known as the VTuber saint that could do no wrong, the vast majority of was going to side with her, even if she burnt down an orphanage. Damn. She got her money. Yeah, then. She got her rig money. Like, they were discussing it, and once they both agreed on a good deal for an analyst to not work with those creators, she agreed to it. Okay. Let me finish harping on that. Where am I at here? Oh, the Silvervale situation. Okay. So, what Silvervale's situation is, and like what is discussed in this doc, is basically how the entire Sinder Silvervale situation happens. So, for those who don't know, I'll give a quick synopsis there. Sinder used to be a like pink-haired ASMR girly. I think her name was like Taishi or whatever. And so what happened was she was going to rebrand her ASMR persona into a cherry blossom girl, but then while they were working on that rebranding, Silvervale was like re-debuted with V Shoujo as a cherry blossom wolf girl. So because she came out basically with the design first, it's not like either of them knew of each other. It was just pure coincidence that it happened that Silvervale released as this cherry blossom wolf girl. Sinder decided, okay, let's do a full 180 from the cherry blossom wolf and let's go into a hellhound instead, because she liked gothic metallic things. And she said the original name was going to be Ember, but then decided to come up with Sinder from the combination of Sin and Cinder with a C, and that's how she came up with her name, the personality. This is back from December of 2020. She has the entire listing of what Sinder was going to be. Hold on, let me pause and catch back up on chat. Cinder / get up. Oh fuck. Something like literally everyone was an ass. I don't know the entire situation, just thought Cinder was a bad person. Now that I think everyone kind of sucked and their apology was just not good. Cinder just made an actual good account too late and way too long. Yeah. You gotta think of Minikuro. Oh, the Taekwondo. I'll be back if you're still on in a couple hours. Behave, chat, except Luda. There's no way to get you to behave. Thanks for stopping by, Kuro. What's worse is that people who won't read this also looked up people who definitely did not read or have the reading comprehension to say who fucked up and just pounded into Cinder. Yeah, because they're bad at reading and have low attention span. Yes, and that's what's agitating. This is gonna make me dislike Silvervale because I love her. Silvervale is I'm not a fib boy. Stop. She was a cherry blossom wolf girl before V Shoujo. Listen, I don't know anything about the bitch before V Shoujo. I don't know anything about these bitches at all outside of the information that I've gathered from like reading everything and everything that happened beforehand. Oh, I remember because of the collab with Mousy Melody. Bunny. Well, would that not be with V Shoujo? I just don't know. You think people that write these docs were really good at MLA format papers in school? No. That's not what the clip says. Oh, it was before? Okay, well. Apparently, from that, well, yeah, I don't know what shows as Silvervale beforehand. Well, even if she was that beforehand, they didn't know about her. I don't think they really knew about her until V Shoujo, which big company. So there's a now big in the Western sphere cherry blossom wolf girl. If she was just, thank you for the Queen's Care package. If she was just a like indie VTuber, not that big, just around like the hundreds for like view count, I think it would have been fine. But the fact that she was a very large VTuber in the space now being with V Shoujo, that's why they pivoted completely to the Hellhound, and has the personality, motifs. Again, this is all back in December of 2020 that like Cinder's entire VTuber persona was created. And so it goes and shows like all of the reference images that were put in there, like examples of what the hair would look like, again, just showing all of the receipts of how Cinder was made to disprove the claims that she was a copy of or she was copying Silvervale. And so like in December 16th of 2020, this is the very first Cinder like ref sheet that was made, even shows the like blue flames, that was a thing that her flames flare up, or they turn blue when she's like extremely angry. To like also, you know, talk about like the spite. That'll come back later when we get into the spite discussion. But that's that. There's, you know, references to Silvervale. She had made fan art of her and Silvervale together, and this was their, like, I think their first interaction to where Silvervale kind of got like an iffy feeling about Sinder, and also one of the things that Silvervale will later lie about. So she posts this artwork and she gives it the hashtag Cindervale, and Silvervale's mom like had liked and retweeted it and even commented on it, but then unretweeted it. And so they messaged one of their friends like, do you know why like Silvervale's mom would have unretweeted it? And they said, oh, maybe because of the Cindervale, like that sounds like a ship tag where Silvervale doesn't know who Sinder is, and that could be like weird and like uncomfortable, right? And so Silvervale even sends a message to Sinder and says, you know, I love the art, but I was just concerned with the forced ship tag. I feel like it was a little off-putting and a bad taste considering we don't really know each other. Hope you understand. Which Cinder is like, oh my god, like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it that way. Like, I deleted the post. Like, I'm sorry that happened. Like, thank you for reaching out. And they like get that cleared up. And so then Cinder retweets it. Is it Silver the person who left a VTuber group because Iron Mouse didn't talk to her? I have no idea. I don't know about anything about these bitches outside of this situation. Don't ask me. I unfortunately do not have the answer for you. So then in 2021, she posted at like the beginning of February 1st. So February 5th, she reposts the art without that hashtag, like does a different caption saying, I thought it'd be cute to draw us together since we're opposites. You're such an inspiration to me. Thank you for bringing so much joy to the community, and like repost that art. And so then there's discussion about the demon design because she actually was inspired by that design from Fruit, Lich VTuber, not anything related to Silvervale's like goddess design, because you'll see here the demon design was first brought up November of 2021, whereas the goddess stuff was brought up December. And so then again, just more proving there was no copying there, back into no copying, and also proving that Cinder had tried multiple times to like talk with her and make interactions with Silvervale. So Silvervale was gonna like do a plushie review on her stream, and Cinder put a comment under it, and it was the most liked comment, but Silver never did the stream. And she does say it could be for any like number of reason, but it also could be because she did not want to acknowledge Cinder in any way, and it was going to look weird if she ignored the like person who had the most like likes and replies on that. So there was that. And she says for Silvervale's birthday, she reposted the art, and it was after she debuted the like model from Nanolis. So there's that. This was an instance where Silvervale might have copied, again, speculation. Cinder posted this like meme, which wasn't a popular meme format. Like nobody else had done this, and it was apparently an inside joke between her and Red. But then like a week later, Silvervale posted something very similar to it, after the like meet and greet at TwitchCon. Yeah, she posts something similar, and Cinder even respond like, oh, we have the same brand cell, and said like, quote, tweeted it with her tweet to show that like they joked about it, or like she had made the like same joke a week before, but like lightheartedly, like, you know, we made the same joke. I made it first, but we made the same joke. We just like thought the same thing. So again, just another instance. It's like multiple instances of Cinder trying to reach out and make some type of connection and form some type of relationship with Silvervale, and Silvervale never giving her the time of day. And so then Cinder decides, fuck it, I'ma DM her, and says, hi Silver, I was wondering if you'd be down to hang out sometime, hang out off stream sometime. Maybe we could play Minecraft together. I think the new SMP like Christmas update is coming out. And she said, hey, sorry, I missed your message forever ago, because it's like a month after that she replies to this. She says that whoever messaged, because this is back whenever at TwitchCon, this person Aru, who there's a section about them later. I'm gonna take a break. No worries, no worries. Oh, it's a year later? Damn, that's crazy. That's crazy. It's a year and a month later. But let me go back to it. Whenever they meet up at TwitchCon, Aru is another person who will come up later. They have their own section. Aru messages Silvervale talking about if they wanted to do like a K9 Wolf Girl collab at some point. And so, going back to this, a year after, I didn't even see the year difference. I thought it was a month. I really did not see the year difference. That's crazy. Yeah, that's not anything to like knock or anything like that. But a year later, she does respond to this and say, I hope you had fun at TwitchCon. Like, she says here, probably Aru messaged me letting me know you wanted to collab. I really prefer to not do collabs. It's nothing against you at all. I'm just more of a solo game streamer. I was really flattered that you were interested, though. I'm always down if you want to message or anything, though. I'm rarely on Twitter, so messaging on Discord works if you prefer that. I think right here is the first time that Silvervale, like, truly lies. Because from what my speculations here, I don't think Silvervale should have said this, because it seems like from over the like past 2 years of Sinder always trying to interact with Silvervale and her never reciprocating it, I don't think Silvervale fucked with Sinder at this point, because like how Sinder was getting compared to Silver was probably also getting compared to Sinder. She probably had her own issues here. I don't really collab, but does collabs with other people. That too. That's a whole nother thing. But I don't think she should have said, like, been, like, as friendly as she was here and saying that, like, you know, you can message me on Discord, basically, to, like, open that door. I think this was wrong on Silver if she already had negative feelings towards Sinder. I don't think she should have said this. But let's say she didn't. Let's say she didn't, because, again, that's speculation. And also, Sinder is asking to play off stream whenever she sends this message. Hey, Infinite, welcome in. But, so by October 2023, it's a bit two-faced if that's the case. But yeah, big if. Maybe Silvervale truly just did not see every time Sinder tried to interact with her in any form. Maybe. And so then, you know, going back on things that like could have been acknowledged but didn't. There are times that Sinder raided into Silver, and Silver never really acknowledged Sinder, like never said her name for like the raid at all, which again, you can say what you want about that petty stuff there, but just included that. Talking with another friend about like Silver, she says, I interact with Blank sometimes, but I know Silver hates me and probably Blank by association. There's some stuff there and like explaining the whole drama to that friend and whatnot, and then going down into more stuff back with like between Nano and Redacted whenever he's telling Nano about the whole drama there and everything going on. These just aren't loaded in because, I mean, this is a 1,000-page Google Doc. Some of the images aren't loaded in at certain times. If I open these in like a different tab, they would open just to like, you know, not say she's trying to like hide something there and like she deleted something. No, that's on Google Docs side because a lot of people are accessing this document and it's a 1,000-page document. Some things just didn't load. Hold on, let me catch back up. Mostly her friends from View Shoujo now. In collabs happening now. That's fair. And quite a few of you who are really into a collab and didn't want to try first offline. There's a reason no, obviously you should try even if it fit. Yeah. That's valid. If I raid out and somebody doesn't even say hi, I'm not raiding again. Yeah, exactly. Like, I think, because, like, people are always, and, like, Shy Lily made it a point, too, like, oh, I didn't say her full fucking Twitch government name or whatever. Like, it's very weird whenever, like, you get raided, especially for, like, whenever these big streamers raid into other big streamers, they'll say, oh, hey, whoever's name, thank you for the raid. Like, what were you up to? They'll shoot the shit a little bit, even if they are like in the middle of gameplay, because people wanted to say, oh, Shy Lily was in a very intense moment of gameplay or whatever. Even during that, they'll find a moment to stop and be able to talk to the person who raided and the raiders. It is very telling when they get a big raid from somebody and they don't acknowledge that person. It's weird. But yeah. Hey, Chiquita. Welcome in. How's it going? That's what I don't get. Dang, guess she wants no contact time to move on. Some people suck picking that stuff up. Yeah. Silver should have made it clear already, but Sinder could have honestly taken the hint. Yeah, and like there is that side, like I do agree that Sinder could have and probably should have taken the hint that Silver does not want to interact with you. Just stop by to alert before I nap at work. Oh, thanks for the alert, Panda. And so more of this. They're like, there's a big section about their gamer sup releases always being like close to each other. The TwitchCon 2023, because there's this photo that Sinder posted, and Silverware was like, she said something about how nobody asked me my permission to even post this, and Sinder says like, you know, Red just took it in the moment, like it wasn't like a planned photo. And she posted it because she didn't see any harm in posting a cute picture. They're both mythic talent. Everyone wanted to see us interact and showing us on friendly terms. And I hope showing us on friendly terms could stop the harassment. Because at this point, they are both getting harassed. Cinder is getting harassed for people claiming that she's Silver. And Silver's getting harassed for, like, people saying that, like, her and Cinder should, like, do things together and stuff like that. I blame gamer subs on that. Oh, for sure. And again, this is, and then after the tweet, Red had reached out to Mythic to ask about, like, the two of them collabing together. And then we get into, now this is where I feel like Silverveil starts to really show that she's, like, pettier than she's, like, claiming, or people really want to claim that she is. That one kind of irked me. It's a public event. How the hell do you get upset over that? Yes! Yeah, Spy was harassed for 3 years, like, because, yes, all of these VTubers getting harassed because of one another. But this is where I feel like Silverveil starts to get a little petty and, like, starts to, like, really show her, like, true colors. Because in Silverveil's document, she only posts the screenshot of these, like, 2 messages where Cinder messages her on Discord and says, sorry, like, getting back to you late. I've been super sick from TwitchCon. Hope you had a good time at your meet and greet. It was nice to meet you there. No worries if you don't prefer to stream together. My manager suggested something more like a sponsorship, merch, music, or some kind of project together that maybe Mythic could help with if needed. I love to chat more either way. And Silverveil says, no worry, been super hectic. I'm really flattered by the persistence, but I'm just not interested in transactional relationships with anyone. I hope you can understand. And that's all Silverveil posts. But immediately after that, Cinder says, I completely understand. I'm finally feeling better and getting back to streaming. I had a lot of Halloween stuff planned, but gonna try to make the most of what's left. I saw your model teaser. Hope the debut goes well. So Cinder says, I completely understand. You don't want to do anything, like, you don't want that transactional relationship. She understood that. And they continue to talk after that. Silverveil says, like, I hope you're enjoying spooky time anyways. Hope you feel better and thank you. And Cinder's, like, sends her things. Like, this is where Cinder starts to get ghosted by Silverveil. Because Cinder said, I think your new design is super pretty and unique. Everyone did such a good job. It shows that she carved this, like, pumpkin on her Halloween stream. She then says, hi, Silver. Got your gamer stuff in the mail and it looks amazing. It's so cute that we both have Nano's art on our merch since she's both our model mamas. I hope your flavor development is going well and can't wait to try it. Ignored again. Hi, Silver. Congrats and good luck on your VTuber nomination. Blank is putting up a fun event for the nominees leading up to the show. Hope to see you there. Ignored again. Hey, Silver, your Valentine's outfit you debuted yesterday came out amazing. Blank's design is so pretty. I liked how a bunch of artists like Blank and Nano help with it and whatnot. And then the last message, late congrats on your gamer subs flavor. The art you've done for the alternate label and mousepad was gorgeous. So again, it's another situation. This one over a longer period of time of Cinder trying to make a connection with Silverveil. And this is where I feel like if Silverveil would have just said, like, hey, I just don't want to fuck with you. Like, just say that. You see this girl desperately trying to, like, make some sort of connection, completely understanding that you don't want a transactional relationship, so you're not trying to do anything business related with her. She's understanding for that, and she's still trying to just be your friend on this side. Just fucking say, I don't like you or something. Just say, like, I'm not interested in being, like, friends with you. That's it. That's it. But Silver never fucking communicates, and that's my issue that I have with her. Hold on, let me catch you back on chat. I just streamed do a quick, oh, thanks for the raid, Aaron. They had like 2K views and I rated with like 5. But yeah, like, you can just say like, hey, thanks for the raid, Sinder. Like, that's it! Or like Silver's design, but her attitude always seemed like, just my own experience. Not evil, but yeah, that's fair. Now this is where miscommunication caused Sinder, I feel like generally wanted to be friends, but Red saw business potential. Yes, that's a fair assumption there. Yeah, or just like unfriend her or something. Some people don't reply and still read and appreciate the message, but it doesn't seem like that was the case here. Yeah. Cinder, I'm still getting like 2 secondhand trigger from your name. I always come back to people, it always comes back to people not being honest and upfront. So genuinely. Does she really need to say anything though? I feel like if you could say that, like, Cinder, again, and I say this, you could say Cinder should have taken the hint that Silvervale did not want to interact. But what's easier than, like, assuming somebody takes a hint? Listen, a lot of autistic bitches out here don't fucking, like, they can't take hints. Just be direct with them. I feel like that's what should have been done here. Just be direct. Say, I'm not interested. I'm not interested in having any type of, like, relationship with you. That's it. It's not that fucking hard. Oh god, it's Cinder. Oh, never mind. It's, yeah, I gotta call him Mr. Slash for these streams. Yeah, Silver said that Red and Cinder were coming off as only wanting business and nothing else. Which, like, yes, that's fine. And she talks about that before, too. Hold on. I have a hard time speaking up, but when it comes to people screwing me over, but it's easy to be nice. People, it's uncomfortable. I get it. It's not, you don't want to be mean and you don't want to be seen as the bad guy because you don't like somebody. Fucking get over it. Get the fuck over it. I'm so dead ass when I say that. Get the fuck over it and communicate. I don't know how else to say this. Just fucking communicate. It's not that hard. Yeah, it'll be uncomfortable. That's better than having somebody take assumptions and ride with whatever story and then some bullshit like this happens. Just fucking say it. Okay, I have to calm down again. Honestly, so many of my friendships would have gone better and were completely fixable if the other person would actually be honest and not do such stuff in the shadows. Yeah, like... Oh, I see what you mean now, Jay. What do you mean? Mr. Slash? Forget autistic people. I've seen neurotypical people make me question reality with how interesting their brain works. Yes! It starts with thinking I don't want to hurt their feelings and then shit like this happen. Yeah, that's why I'm so heated about it, is because, like, I have been the person to say, hey, like, I've had somebody reach out to me wanting to collab and wanting to be friends, and I told them, I was like, hey, I don't think we'd vibe well together. Like, I'm sorry, I'm really just not interested. Is it shitty? Like, yeah, it sucks. I probably hurt their feelings for the day, but, like, one, they're gonna fucking get over it. I'm just another random ass nigga on the internet. Like, I'm nobody special. Like, it's just not that serious. It's just not that serious. Just fucking say it. Instead of me putting myself in an uncomfortable situation, trying to force myself to be friends with this person, or if I go repeatedly ghosting this person and start harboring, or they start harboring a resentment towards me, or things like that. Like, it just avoids all of these different horrible things that could happen by just fucking communicating. Oh, God. My most recent ex and I didn't work out because he refused to just talk to me like a normal human being and expressed that something was bothering him, even though I gave him the room to do so. Yes! And then proceeds to tell a bunch of people that I was evil. Yes! Can confirm Jay is massively communicative. Yes, because I don't want to, like, deal with this shit. It's so much easier to just tell somebody. I know it seems harder, but I feel like it's so much easier to just tell somebody how you feel. I feel like that's way easier than trying to hide it and fake being nice, and then you have to keep up this facade and do this, that, and the other, but then behind the scenes you feel this type of way. No! That's too much fucking work! A bitch is lazy! I'm not going through all that! Oh. I had one of my Oshis reply to my DM once, and she was very nice. Just asked me please not to DM any, like, personal life, whatever stuff. Only do if it's very important, simply because she was too busy to go around. Yeah, but she was nice and communicated well. Yes! Yes! The magic of communication! Literally! Oh, I want to tell you again, if there are people I do not fuck with, I make it very clear. I will not talk to you. I will talk through you and over you and avoid you, and I'll say very colorfully that I don't want to fuck with you in so many ways. But you say it! But you say it! I don't want to hurt your feelings, so I'll make the rest of the internet do it. Well, as you are special, you're the only cool dragon. Oh, thanks. You hit the doodles pitch with that one. I'm getting so heated. I'm raising octaves. Jay, where else will I find a half dragon, half vampire bat that can't fly? I can fly. Stop lying. I have a hard time with being honest to certain people, but I understand what you mean by being honest. Yeah, I mean, again, a lot of people do. It's just, I personally feel, that's just what you have to fucking do. I just think you need to do that. I think everybody needs to learn how to do that. Oh, thank you for the Queen's Care package. Yeah, people appreciate honesty so much. That it's so important. So anyways, let me get back into this. Let me finish my, like, screaming there. Look at the video. I read all 100 pages for the docs. You don't have to. Oh, well, I mean, I already read them all too myself, so I don't need to go to somebody else's video for that. I'll be hurt if you're honest by telling me you don't like me, but I will move on eventually. Yeah, like, and I'd rather that instead of, like, having somebody sitting there speculating, like, oh, does this person actually hate me? Like, does this person actually feel whatchamacallit, this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. Like, just be honest. I'd rather stop searching for connections that won't ever be there. Exactly. Like, don't have somebody trying to put in the effort to make a connection if it's never going to happen. Just tell them the connection's not going to happen. And then they understand. And so Silverveil tries to say that, like, she did it here. I don't think this was, like, personally, this sounds like what she says here. I'm not interested in transactional relationships with anyone. I hope you can understand. That sounds like a response to doing sponsorship merch music. That sounds like I'm just not interested if that's the only thing we're doing. Which, with that in mind, sounds like we could still be friends. Like, it sounds like there could still be a friendship there, which I feel like is what Sinder might have taken from that. Of, like, okay, if we don't want to do, like, business things, like transactional stuff, we can just play games off stream, like hang out sometime. Like, that's because it was not communicated that you just don't fuck with this bitch. Okay. Well, that's what happens there. You know, they more evidence of the two of them together. This is where it gets into, like, Nanolist and Redacted talking about, like, the cancellation of silver models and stuff like that. And then what I feel like is really damning evidence as to more of, like, their whatchamacallit, their Gamer Subs releases being close together, which I feel like was Gamer Subs' fault. They shouldn't have put their releases close together like that. And they did it like 4 times in a row. But I feel like what's really damning evidence as to Silverveil's disdain for Sinder is Red has had conversations with one of Silverveil's mods. Because whenever they opened up mod applications for Sinder, one of Silverveil's moderators applied and encouraged other mods from Silverveil to apply. And through their conversation, they bring up how Silverveil starts to get, like, angry with some of these mods about this. Specifically, like, one of the things, this mod, who is now a mod for both, I think they're still in the application. I don't know if they're now modding. Yeah, I think they're now a mod for Cinder too. So they say here, Redacted asks, does she know you mod for her? And the mod responds she does, because a while back, like August or September or something, proposed we borrow the No Memes channel idea from Cinder's server, because we were having trouble with political or other kind of yikes discussions in the meme channel there. And the response I got was, well, I'm glad you like modding for Sinder more than for me. Showing little signs of pettiness there, little signs of shadiness there. And he says, which at the time wasn't true. I enjoyed modding for both of them. Now when one made itself comfortable living in my head while the other one brings me some good vibes, that's pretty much why I'm weighing stepping down as from Silver server. So he is thinking about just modding for Sinder. There's more discussion there, and it gets into what was it? There, like, here's another interaction between them. But, like, in their conversations, it comes up that, is it this one? That, oh, this one was important. This one is important because Cinder replied, so she said Silver had her own version of the emote saying hi, and I replied to her using my Pyropup one. Shortly after, she deleted her tweet and never reposted it, and she says, this was the last time I tried interacting with Silvervale, and you can see that it was a reply to Silvervale, but she deleted the tweet. After this, I gave up on holding out hope for fixing things between Silver and I. She had a problem with me for years and never wanted to address it. I would have preferred if she told me off directly instead of being fake to my face, which that's my gripe with Silver, is just, she should have just told her off instead of being fake. Oh yeah, no, for sure. Thanks for coming by, Cherry. I hope you have a good time or a good night. I guess good morning. It's like 10 a.m. for you. But thanks for coming in. And then the next day, Red messaged Mod 1 about the tweet and told him that the post was shared in Silver's Discord server. Users there were wishing for a collab between us, and then all of their messages were deleted. And, oh, the Gaming Duchy, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. The problem is fixing things with Silver. Fixing what? There was nothing there. Yeah. Fixing in the sense of whatever issue she did have. She probably just wanted to talk it out, like just to have a conversation with the bitch. But I see what you mean there. Yeah, there's no friendship to fix. There's no relationship to fix. I think when she says fixing things, just like Silver's disdain for her. I'm so confused. I'm gonna be honest. It's so much. We're on the second day of this. I could not summarize it that well right now. But an ad break is also coming in 3 minutes. Just a heads up to everybody. I will pause going through the document while the ads are playing. Oh yeah, 1 billion pages. And so the mod had even said someone had shared the post in her sub chat, and a few people said they wished for a collab, and then an hours later, all the messages were gone. So again, more proof that, because Silver acts like, oh, she doesn't know why this happens, and, you know, I've never really interacted with her. She just made me uncomfortable a couple times, this, that, and the other. Silver did have, I don't think she meant in a no hard feelings type of way. Yeah. I'm ready for the 12-hour YouTube video, dog. Silver, in her document, frames it as like, here, this is Silver's document here, and she said the only time I like actually talked to her directly was a meet and greet, and she says I was not informed of this picture or asked permission for it, and only knew about it once I saw it on Twitter, and then she shows the like message between her manager with Mythic saying that like I'm not interested in collabs, and then the message that's cut off between her and Cinder where she says I'm not interested in the transactional relationship, and then she goes into like Nanolis canceling the model and talking about how, oh, Cinder was taunting me here when that conversation happened 2 days after Cinder has sent this message, so it's not even true. And so, yeah, she says Cinder and Redacted have spent years sabotaging me for no reason. I've never done anything to warrant this other than just existing as Silvervale, and they sought to get my models and art canceled, yada, yada, yada. But Silver, like, phrases it as if she, like, doesn't know or, like, didn't understand and was never rude to Cinder or anything like that. When, like, Silvervale was, in fact, petty and like catty whenever it came to anything that related to Cinder over the past like 4 years, or I guess like 2 years. And then it goes into like Mod 1 message read and like more and more of Cinder's emotes were getting blacklisted in Silver's chat. Cinder, who had never, I think, actually chatted in Silvervale's chat, was already, like, restricted. And what is it? I think at some point, Cinder's name got, like, banned in Silvervale's chat. And, oh, this was one thing that was very interesting, because it's basically Silver making this analogy. Well, one of the mods makes the analogy that Silver probably made to them, saying, like, I have told you in private multiple times to very nicely please leave me alone in every aspect of my life, when that's never happened. Silver specifically messaged back to Cinder on fucking like Instagram or Twitter, saying like, oh, I don't use Twitter DM, so you should message me on Discord. Like, she never put that hard line like she's apparently saying that she did whenever talking to other people. Banned forever. It's Maddie Bear, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. An ad break is about to start. I'm gonna pause right here for going through the document while the ads play. She did ask to message her on Discord too. That's what that's my gripe with Silvervale, is that she was not she was not upfront. To be fair, in this doc, it is on record that Red got Nano to block out Silver, and Sinder was okay with that. What? What do you mean by that? I don't think I understood. Yeah, I don't think I understood that message. It doesn't sound right. Yeah. It's a bit leading on kind of thing. Yeah, like, the only time you told her you were uncomfortable about the, like, hashtag on the art, and Cinder immediately, like, took it down once she found out you were uncomfortable, and, like, reposted it, did not include the hashtag, and apologized profusely for it. You told her that you were not interested in collabing on stream, which that's fine. If you are a solo streamer, that's okay. And you told her you weren't interested in a transactional relationship whenever she asked if you wanted to make merch together. That does not say, like, leave me alone in every aspect of my life. That says, like, I'm a solo streamer, so I'm not interested in collabs, and I don't want to just be in a relationship if it's just for merch. That's what that says. Has Silvervale responded to any of this, or is that coming up? I mean, we've referenced, like, the doc that Silvervale made whenever, like, this shit came out. Most people, from what I've seen, outside of Nanalis, like, putting something in her, oh, Dr. Dreads, thank you for the follow, welcome in. Outside of Nanalis, like, posting something in her Discord, I don't think anybody's really said anything about it. I never actually say the Silvervale stuff. Kind of makes me not regret, or kind of makes me regret not looking into this more. I just like diving into drama. That's fair. Oh, somebody responded to it? Okay, hold on. Let me go on to... Okay, let's look at... Hello, I like your model. Oh, thank you! Thank you so much. Hold on, I'm looking on my side monitor to see if there's anything. Yeah, Nanalis only posted something about this in her Discord, so she hasn't posted anything about it publicly. I say publicly in the sense of, you know, a Discord server has a lot less people than, like, your main platforms do. You said... This girl did... It must be so tiring living a life. I don't see anything that... I mean, she, like, kind of, like, subtweets it. Yeah, I'm on her page right now. She, like, subtweets it, but I don't see anything, like, in, response to it. Bro, get out! My dog's pissing me off. Yeah, she just subtweets it. And I'm gonna be real, her subtweet is kind of, like, telling that she did not read it. I'll be honest. She says it must be so tiring living a life thinking you're the center of the world and everyone's success is gained because of your existence. I guess if she's saying, like, if that's in reference to the fact that Nanolis and Shy Lily did grow from the, like, drama, like, they did. It's very clear that they did. Like, I don't know. And again, I don't expect these people to, I don't expect anybody involved to, like, make really public statements because they've won court of opinion. Like, I don't expect Shy Lily to do anything. I don't expect I'm surprised Nanolis made a post in her Discord. I think it was fucking stupid that she did because she didn't even really address anything there. But I don't believe they'll even make posts because they don't need to. They've already won. Please don't assassinate me, but Shy Lily grew a lot from a lot of big drama. Yeah, like, it's not crazy to say that these people grew from the drama. That is what happened. Especially with, like, they got so much, it got so many views and spread so far. People did come to them in support of, and like it was phrased earlier, saying that, like, all these people endured such hardships from dealing with Cinder. Like, the people supported her. People supported everybody in this. Outside, like, not Cinder, obviously, but all of the, like, victims, you know? Yeah, it's not a hot take. Nothing against, yeah, but, like, they did. They absorbed a lot of the pyro pups who defected, especially Spite. Spite grew a tongue from this. Like, Spite didn't do anything wrong in this. Spite literally just existed. But all of the people involved in this drama grew from it. It's crazy to say that they didn't. Especially at the start, Lily grew a ton from how Vebe claimed she was copying her voice and vibe. Spite's lovely. Yeah, I don't think Spite did anything wrong. That bitch was just also a fucking, like, she was a flame dog girl. That's Spite just existed at the same fucking time as Cinder. That's her biggest crime. Funny enough, I could have sworn Spite was here first. I think she was. And I think Cinder even talks about that in Spite's section. I came up with her not safe for work alt Twitter handle. Nice. Oh, but okay. Back from the ads. Now that I can continue to go through this. Yeah, just more discussion there. There's stuff on, where are we at? August? Okay, yeah, there's more things comparing the two. Another Gamer Subs launch that happened together. Like, same vibes from an artwork. I'm not dealing with that. And then we get into the exclusivity deal, so we've already covered that shit. Another Gamer Subs launch. There's exclusivity with a different artist. And then she does a breakdown of Silver's document, which it's like similar to how she did it in the breakdown section, just kind of showing that, like, they weren't involved in these things and the claims that she made were false. Talking about the claims that were made on her stream. Hold on, I have the hiccups. More of that. And, like, she lied about saying that, like, her mom never retweeted it, but her mom did retweet it and then unretweeted it, and she only had, like, a link to the original tweet because her mom had, like, sent it to her, or, like, it was sent between them. So just a lot of disproving the lies there. And I think that's kind of, like, the whole rest of this section is just literally, like she did in the breakdown, taking every, like, line that was said about her and, you know, disproving it, whatever it is. Peach! Hello, welcome in, Raider. Peach, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. If you don't know who I am, I'm YJB, 2form VTuber. We are going over Cinder's doc again today. I have the hiccups right now, also apologies. But how was Fortnite? How was your stream? I hope you had a good time. If you have to raid and run, make sure you're taking care of yourself. Stream is very tiring, but welcome in. Legit didn't know about her until January. Halloween event is always a blast. I gotta get on it. I have to get on it later. Yeah, she talks about like the different like copying things that are brought up. And then again shows the like that she never told me like please go away or leave me alone. If anything she said, I'm always down if you want a message or anything on like on Discord. So the two-facedness there. She talked about her again in another stream. And even says that she could only bring up like she could only use the Wayback Machine to bring up this tweet if she had a link to the tweet, and she probably had it because her mom did retweet the art contrary to the story that she was telling. So just another thing, like showing her like lying again. And then I believe that's kind of everything. And she does do an in conclusion for Silvervale, talking about her lies, and gives a speculation on the pattern of behavior with like it looks like she could have copied Sinder on some things, and how Silvervale and Shy Lily are so close now that this stuff has like transpired. And she says birds of a feather at the end here. I don't think Spite needed a doc, as she was just there and people compared the two. What's not acceptable was any harassment that went to her VTuber mamas and papas. Yeah, any harassment at all. The collab was because of Mythic. It's a collab regardless for a bitch who said she doesn't do collabs. So there's that. Nanolis pleaded guilty to this whole thing on her. No, she didn't. Nanolis hasn't posted shit on her X account about this. That's the thing, is like, Nanolis is not pleading guilty to this when she should, because she fucking lied. Yeah, Nanolis hasn't posted anything about this. All she's posted is stuff from a model and then her bunny Nano, and retweeted some fan art. Nanolis hasn't posted a damn thing. Hey, how are you? I'm doing pretty good. How's it going? Shelly just crashed out on Twitch at the dock. Scared you, didn't I? Are the hiccups got... Oh, I was like, what? I was just on her page. That's the thing, is like, I have Twitter open right now. I just checked all of these people's pages. Nobody has said anything. Are you a bat? I am a bat. I wish these hiccups would go away. I'm so tired of them. Because before that, she sang in the concert with Bao for Nikkei. Oh. Drink more water? I did drink more water. They're not going away. But that concludes the Silvervale section. The whole, I will say, Aru's section is just because Aru tweeted about how, it's very easy to wrap up this section. Aru tweeted about how, basically, Kingslayer, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. He cubs, not she cubs, because those damn men again. Oh, that's so funny. Aru's whole thing was like, basically, yeah, Sinder just used me to try to get in contact with Silvervale, and that's it. And Sinder just disproves that and shows how her and Aru were friends, and they talked about plenty of other things outside of the collab, like whenever she wanted to collab with Silvervale. And apparently the collab with Silvervale was Aru's idea to begin with, is basically the synopsis of this story. So it looks like Aru just kind of capitalized on a situation that a lot of people were capitalizing on in the, like, moment. I can hear it that time. That about surmises the Aru situation. And then, like, Aru, like, even flaked on the idea of the collab, and, like, Cinder wasn't tripping about it. But the fact that she made the tweet, and in the same, like, tweet where she's capitalizing on the situation, she's announcing her return back to VTubing, was just extremely opportunistic, is all that surmises from the, like, 39 pages that are dedicated to Aru in this section. And then we do go on to Spite. So in Spite's document, Spite in her document says, my experience, is it this one? Yeah, Spite's document is just saying that, like, oh, Sinder was probably copying me and saying, like, I posted this, like, this time, and then 2 weeks later, Sinder posted this. I was doing this in July, and in September, Sinder posted a similar model. And all Sinder does in the Spite section of her document is show that she did not copy Spite, and that, like, the Blue Flames was back in 2020. She didn't even know about... Oh, Spite made her Twitter account in May of 2021, so that's not true. She didn't copy it from her. Her first VOD was in 2021, and was July 15th, 2021, where Spite's first time she ever posted her character design was in July. Hold on. Let me try holding my breath, because I'm so tired of these hiccups. Okay, I think they're gone. Maybe. You should just try getting... Fuck you, Montoma. I think the holding the breath worked. Sick. Thank you. And so, that's all... Yeah, it was... Like, honestly, it was probably just coincidence. All Sinder does in this section is show that she did not copy Spite. She's not saying Spite copied her. The hiccup means you're growing from 4-4. Shut the fuck up, Panda. That's why you got auto-modded. She's not saying Spite copied her necessarily in this. That's not, like, how she's phrasing it whatsoever. My Spotify is in offline mode. What the fuck? I was like, why does my music keep, like, resetting? And it's only playing, like, Kendrick's new album, because that's what I have that downloaded on Spotify. Okay, there we go. I can actually, like, listen to all of my music. Strange. Anyways. Sorry about that. What we need is for these YouTubers to settle things in a WWE cage match, and streamer winner gets one wish. But yeah, all Spite section is Cinder disproving the claims that Spite was kind of making by saying, like, oh, all of these designs I made first and then Cinder made. And even the comfy one in Spite's document, it's completely zoomed in, but if you zoom out, they are completely separate, they're completely separate outfits. Like, they aren't even close to each other. That's all this entire section is, you know, maybe Spite did things to copy me because I got this first and then Spite did that after. Then after, like, Spite did this red color scheme after I did stuff. I made this tweet, and then, you know, a couple days later, Spite made this tweet. It's just, I didn't copy. Maybe she copied some of the shit I did. We were Gucci too, because Spite came into, like, my stream and donated some bits, so, like, she, like, introduced herself to me, and even says that, like, you know, because she might have been starting to get hate about, like, copying Cinder, she says, I didn't copy anybody. Oh, and then this also brings up the, like, Nantails thing that happened back in, like, 2023, but, like, this whole situation was already solved. It just got brought back up because people were just shitting on Cinder. But yeah, that's the entire Spite document. Or like, Spite section of the document. It's just, I didn't copy her. She could have copied me a couple of times, but that's it. Maybe Hellhounds aren't very creative. Oh my god. What part of that got modded? Hick. Because you spelled it with a K, and that's, like a redneck. Google Doc yellow pole match. Loser gets canceled. Hold on, was that my sister's art? Wait, was what your sister's art? We pretend that, oh my god. Screw it, have Jay be the ref. Hey, that VTuber has 4 arms just like me. Dave! It's like, oh, I added seatbelts to my car, now other car companies are stealing the idea of putting seatbelts in the car. Yes, what a lot of this, like, issue is between... It was above my sister. is a big Twitter artist. I was scrolling through a lot, so I just genuinely don't know what it could have been in reference to. I'll be so honest. Was it a spite thing? Was it a Sinder thing, or was it the like Neanderthals thing? I've gone through a lot of stuff here, so. Jay copied me. She has 2 eyes, and I have 2 eyes. Shameless. Jay WWE Fan Gang match win. No. It was spite? Okay, let me scroll back up. Jay copied me. We're both black. Tag. This was spite. That's Cinder. Oh, that one right there? Wait. This one? This one? This one? Melanin theft. Is this your sister's art? Did your sister do art, like model art for Spite? Because this is Spite's like VTuber model. So both of y'all copied me, huh? It's all good. I'll find it in the doc. Okay, okay. But yeah, that surmises Spite's section. So we get into the message to the Pyro Pups, which that's just her talking to her people. She says if you sent hate or harassment in support of me, like, you're not a Pyro Pup, you are not my fan, you're deplorable, disgusting, and I don't want anything to do with you. I've never condoned or encouraged that behavior from anyone for any reason, and the circumstances haven't made me sacrifice my morals. That goes for anyone who does the same after this doc is posted. What's done is done, and regardless of what I've said in this document, it is not an excuse to harass anyone named here. Leave them alone, or you will be removed from my community. I want to sincerely apologize again to anyone who has been affected by these people. So that's just like her saying, Jay, how dare you steal all of our melanin? What do you mean? I think she just does a lot of VTuber art and just art in general. Oh, that's so cool though. Blaze is currently stealing Jay's femboy VTuber drama lane. I mean, look at her right now. She knows that Jay is the one reviewing the Cinder 100 or 1000 page Google. Stop. And then she does a looking ahead. So I will read this because it's pretty short. It's just like 1 page. She says, earlier this year, my world fell apart. I lost my friends, my fans, and opportunities I could have only ever dreamed of. But sometimes things need to fall apart in order to rebuild them back up. I'm choosing to look on the bright side. I needed something to break me out of the cycle of working all day, every day, and adjust my lifestyle to a healthier work-life balance. This is a long overdue reminder that the friends I've made should have been the most important thing in the world to me, and I should have put more time and energy into my relationships with them outside of the work we did together. They were supposed to be by my side, even when I'm not Cinder anymore, and I lost sight of that in my never-ending pursuit of the next big thing. It forced me to recognize that through my own actions or inaction, I was hurting people that only ever wanted the best for me. If ever given the chance, I don't plan on making that mistake again. Despite everything that's happened, I forgive my friends. I don't hold anything against my friends who weren't involved and the artists I've worked with, business partners, and former mods for anything that they did after this all happened, and I'm sorry how they were affected by all of this. I've had more than enough time to think everything over and over and over again. Obviously, the root cause of almost everything that happened was because of poor communication, which is what I said, between Red and I, between me and my friends, and between them and me, and poor decisions made under pressure. I was under the pressure from Red about his feelings about Bao that made me distance myself from her, pressure on myself that made me choose V-Card over going to Numi's concert, and pressure from harassment and my insecurities that led to trying to cut off Silverveil from Nano's model. Red and I both had plenty of time to talk things out with people, and neither of us did. Everything that was made public could have been settled privately. This has set an awful precedent for the entirety of the VTuber community, which I feel has become more divisive and drama-filled since this has happened. I've always had problems communicating with people. I will do my best to be more open about what I'm thinking and feeling to them, even if it's difficult, to avoid any other situations like this from ever happening again. Red and I have both made mistakes. We aren't perfect people, but we aren't evil either. We're going to try and contact anyone we owe an apology to personally, even if an apology to them was in this document, and hope to move on. I don't blame the internet for being the internet, making memes at my expense, and countless news and drama channels farming this for views. It's just business, and this is just another Google Docie, but I don't want to hide myself or hide from this for the rest of my life, and I couldn't let my legacy be decided by anyone other than myself. Now there's nothing else for me to say, and I can finally look ahead. I'm ready to return to doing what I love, even if it's on a smaller scale. I want to stream again. I want to create again. I want to inspire people again. I want to be someone people can look up to again. I love being a VTuber, and I love being Sinder. Thank you for reading this, and thank you for waiting. For waiting is how she finishes this off. Should have put the friends in quotes. Them niggas ain't no good. True. She says sorry to not go to Numi's concert, but she posted pictures saying she was at the concert. Well, to not, I think she means to not go, like, be there, like, from the get like she should have. Because she probably got there, I think she got there, like, late, and was in the back. Instead of, like, being there from, like, the beginning of the day and being there with Numi while she prepares for the concert, while she performs, and afterwards. But I can understand how phrasing, like, of things, that's me giving her the benefit of the doubt and thinking that that's what she was probably meaning whenever she said that. Yeah, and she was supposed to sing with Numi. She was supposed to be in the concert. Disney's Google Docu copyright lawsuit and cut. Stop. Yes, that is the last page. We have finished going through the 1,000-page Google Docu. Thank you, everybody, for sitting down, hanging out with me while I did this. I do hope that this might have changed some people's perceptions on what really happened and everything. I understand definitely still feeling ill will towards, like, Sinder, for example. Like I said, she fucked up. She decided to, like, prioritize her business over her friendship. She was not a good friend to, like, these people. But in that same vein, these people plotted on her downfall. Specifically Nano. Probably with the assistance of Shy Lily, and Silvervale should have just communicated that she didn't like the bitch and didn't want any kind of relationship with her, in my opinion. And Aru just capitalized on, like, just took an opportunity and capitalized on the moment and kind of just lied completely about Cinder only using her to get to Silvervale whenever they had, like, a fine friendship before and after meeting Silvervale and trying to schedule that collab. Take away Nano Shady, Lilia sus, Red needs to be paddled by Chat, and Silver and Cinder are the most dense canine girls. Yeah. She was supposed to sing with Numi, but Bounder replaced her. Yeah! Day 2! Give it up for day 2! I'm proud that we got it done in 2 days! I figured after how long it took me to get through Nano section, I was like, I think I only need 1 more day to discuss this. The thing is, Cinder did say she fucked up and admitted she cheated, and so as someone who had people plan my downfall in the past where I had no way of fighting, I kind of get where she's coming from, even if she's still a mess. You're probably not the first or last to cover femboy VTuber drama, but I like to think that you do, and you invented the idea of reviewing Google Docus and the concept of Google Docu drama reviews in general. Yeah, definitely not an OG. I'm definitely not the OG for this. Plenty of other people also review Google Docus, but I do appreciate that y'all hang out and, like, want to hear from me whenever I do review them. I'm like, anytime a Google Doc drops, I want to know what's going on. I don't ever want to be in drama. I genuinely don't think I'll ever be in drama because I know how to communicate with people, but I do want to know when other people are having drama, what's going on. I'm nosy. I'll be honest. I want to know. And so I enjoy covering it with y'all because I know other people want to know too. I still feel the same, but I did get more of an insight as well. I think they're all weird. That's fair. QTLDR for us, for those who weren't here yesterday in the last 3 hours, TLDR from this, Cinder fucked up. She took accountability for her fuck-ups and admitted that she lied in certain places in her original document, but overall, I feel like she did apologize for this. Nanolist lied in her document wholeheartedly. Nanolist's document was framed to do as most damage to Cinder's character as possible, and it succeeded, but whenever you see the full context of those messages, Nanolist was never pressured or coerced or manipulated into canceling models. She very oftentimes canceled models on her own. When it came to blacklisting creators, she agreed with blacklisting the creators and then went back on the exclusivity blacklisting deal after a month because she was still friends with one of the creators, but said she did not care about the other 2 creators. Nanolist wholeheartedly lied, and everybody else's documents were made based on Nanolist's. Bao was just unfortunately a victim of the business mindset that Redacted and Cinder had. So Redacted had beef with Bao. Cinder got in a fight with Redacted about it, but ended up kind of siding with Redacted and distancing herself from Bao. And she admits that was a mistake and she should have been a better friend to Bao. For V-Card and Numi, V-Card and Numi's concert, Cinder fucked up and accidentally scheduled a collab at the same time as Numi's concert and just also wasn't very clear with Numi and explaining to her why she didn't want to perform because of her anxieties and whatnot. She ends up doing the collab. She gets to Numi's concert and gets to like be there for the performance but wasn't there from the start. And her and Numi talk it out and things seem to be fine there. Shy Lily seems to be, in my opinion, the master manipulator behind everything. I believe Shy Lily like manipulated and got in everybody's ear and took the framed screenshots from Nano to like work with all of the other creators to put out the documents. Shy Lily to me seems very shady and like she wanted the character assassination to Cinder to happen in the way that it did. I feel like she won. Silvervale, I think, should have just told Cinder she did not want to have any type of relationship with her whatsoever, and was not clear with that. I feel like Silvervale should have communicated better that I don't fuck with you to Cinder, but they did a lot of petty, shady shit, was kind of two-faced on that. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Aru took the opportunity to capitalize on a situation where Cinder was getting dunked on, lied and said that Cinder basically only used Aru to get to Silvervale, and that's not true. They had a relationship beforehand. They were friends and whatnot, but Aru also announced they were returning to streaming with this dunk, so they capitalized on that. The Spite situation is Cinder proves that she did not copy Spite by giving the dates of any time Spite posted something compared to when Cinder had the thing. There are a couple instances where Spite could have hypothetically copied Cinder, but there's no like hard concrete evidence on that. They're just two Hellhound girls, or Hellhound and Cerberus, Fire Wolf dog girls. They were gonna have some beef anyways. And that about sums up the entire document. I think I got it all there. I think I really got it all in that like rundown. Let me catch up on chat now. Yeah, I literally just speed run through it all. I don't like her, but I can appreciate her admitting the fuck up she did, and I can only hope it gets better. Yeah, I'll start drama. Fight me, Lona. We're not doing that. Maybe not the first, but you do it oh, thanks. Don't turn into the VTuber version of Keemstar. I don't think I ever will. I'll be honest. Listen, I've talked about this before, but like, the Google Docky coverage has been a very good like method of growth for me. I'm not going to cover nearly as much Google Docs if I'm able to hit partner. I'll be so honest. I've grown substantially from these coverages, and I hope to continue growing for them so I can get that stupid little check mark. But once I get that stupid little check mark, I'm going back to mainly fucking gaming streams. That's the content I want to make. It's just covering Google Docs and going over drama performs well and like is better because that's what people want to see. So there's that. So I don't believe I'll turn into the VTuber version of Keemstar. I do like the analogy that I am the VTuber version of Wendy Williams. I thought that was funny the other day. It was said. I like to hear drama, but not be in drama. Exactly. Oh, you will be. I have a 1,500 pages I'm releasing when you fat enough to No. There's another VTuber got canceled for being super racist and very like, ew, he only has 10 viewers and won't say hi to me. And I see her to this day streaming peacefully to 30 viewers, still doing art, never apologized for anything. So Cinder at least got some kind of punishment. Yeah. The secret villain. Yes, honestly, I feel like the real villain of this is Nanoless. It was my sister's art, but not what I thought. Oh. Okay. I'm glad she admitted the F up. Now time to cancel Nanoless. I wouldn't go that far. The world cannot handle 2 Keemstars, please don't. I promise y'all I won't. I don't feel like, I don't think it will happen, or I don't feel like Nanoless like necessarily should be canceled. I don't know. I have my gripes about cancel culture as a whole. I think Nanoless should admit publicly on her like Twitter that her document was a lie. It was Shurihan's sleeping outfit art in Spite section, but that was interesting, but nothing illegal. So man, yeah, A docky, no, a docky is crazy. But no, I know it won't happen, but I feel like Nanolis should come out and say that, like, she lied. Her document was a lie. She was not pressured or manipulated or coerced into all of these things. She chose to cancel these people model. She agreed to the exclusivity deal, and again, she went back on it after a month. These people were not impacted they're like, oh, Cinder's been sabotaging us for years at this point. No, the whole exclusivity thing was first brought up by Nanolis, and the second time it was when they actually made some type of deal was January of this year, and Nanolis again did not even stand on business. The second Silverveil came and asked for something, she went back on the deal. Thoughts on Shy Lily being a catty bitch and mean old lady? Yeah, I think Shy Lily coordinated all of this. I do. I think Shy Lily was the master, like, mind behind really ensuring that Cinder's character was in fact assassinated. Like, I believe that wholeheartedly. Hey, JP, they're coming through. No, none of that. Does Doc prove that the original screenshots were altered, or is just last content? Both. This doc did prove that there was a screenshot that was altered, and that they were lacking a very important context. So both. I'd say both. Hey, Beatrix, how's it going? Yeah, but no, I know. Like, that's the thing. Nano made a post in her Discord server today, so not even, like, publicly. And she still kind of just shifts blame back to Sinder. And she's like, yeah, I read the first doc and it was kind of worded weird, but, like, it wasn't about all of that. It was just about the blacklisting part, which she agreed to. That Mr. Drama, I did finish going through the document. Yeah, it's just more people trying to get rid of competition. That's all. Yeah, it's just like with the Coco and Mummy situation. That's what, like, Cinder and Shy Lily are the same people in that, or maybe Cinder and Silverveil. It's the same shit. It's really the same shit. My sister's also a furry now and is working on a fursuit. Fuck yeah! Hell yeah! Love that. Hi Aura, how's it going? Yeah, too old to be acting like a middle schooler. Facts. I miss coverage on the Coco and Mummy. I mean, I went over it. You can, like, check, like, VODs and stuff. Who was right and who was an ass? With Coco and Mummy, Coco just proved that Erebus was, like, an incel simp, and, like, Mummy just backtracked on backing up Erebus once he, like, kind of tossed her to the side because he got back in Coco's graces. That's really what happened. I'm going through so much info right now. Sorry. No, you're fine. Hey, it's going. That's fair. Yeah, nothing special at all. Oh, it feels good to have, like, finished going through this document, though. I'm not gonna lie. I am gonna put out, I'm going to try to summarize this into, like, I think it'll be like a 3-minute, I think I could do either like a 3 or 5-minute TikTok, that just covers basically everything that was gone, like, gives everybody the oh so desperate TLDR that they want. Since people aren't going to read this. $1,000 TikTok. No. Yeah, or make a YouTube video. One of the two. I'm eating jelly beans and drinking gamer subs, so I'm great. Nice. Terrified about the fact that some people involved are older than me and are acting more childish. Yes. I like the vibe here. I should hang out here more. I'll bring snacks. Yay! Yeah! Glad I could catch this before work. Can't wait for the VOD. Yeah. We go over it all. Like, a lot of it is, and, like, people have asked, like, should it have been a 1,000-page document? Yeah, yes. To be honest, yes. Maybe it could have been, like, 20 to 50 pages less if we took out her, like, speculations. But she did have to prove everything. She put all the screenshots in there. There is no, like, confusion on who said what when it comes to, like, concrete evidence. Everything is in that. So yeah. I feel like that about sums it up. The main people aren't, and Yeah, no one's gonna read it. The main people aren't, and the people like buffing them aren't gonna say anything. No. That's not like that. I'm gonna try and put out a YouTube video. I'm gonna be out of town Friday and Saturday, so maybe like Sunday or Monday I'll see if I can put out a video on either TikTok or YouTube, something, because I genuinely feel like this is like it's important information that she put out here, that people are just going to ignore. Rather 1K than 5 200 page. Yeah, like, I'd rather the all-in-one. Imagine I came up with this 2 days ago, a fun drinking game idea. You take a shot for every page of the next Google Doc that comes out. No. 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 You got time to prep for the cancer cup. Fuck! Oh, I have to prep for that. Oh, I'm just gonna throw whatever horse girls I have into that, honestly. I didn't do anything for it. I feel like I like felt a little Uma burnout in a way, so I gotta get back to it. I really do. Honestly, it's either that or wait for Mugen a month from now. See, my concerns about waiting for Mugen is I feel like from his, and I don't know this for sure, I really don't, but I feel like his coverage of this, and I think whenever, because like he like put his like dunking reply on the whatchamacallit, on the OG tweet, like replying to that, like basically saying the bitch is yapping. I don't feel like he is going to cover it in a non-biased way against Sinder. And so I don't know how I'd necessarily feel about, going for that content. I don't know if other people are going to give this a non-biased kind of go through, as like, I want to say, because I had no stakes in this. I didn't know any of these people. I don't watch any of these people. I want to say that I gave a pretty non-biased coverage and analysis of the document. And I don't know if other people are going to do that, is the thing. False ID, I think his name is. Yeah, I feel like other people who cover this are going to, like, be biased in covering it and just basically say, Cinder's just yapping and she actually lied about everything and everybody else is innocent, so you should go support them. I only knew Cinder from that bad song. Listen, I'll be honest, because multiple people have put out, and like whenever Cinder, like, all the shit came in, they were like, can I finally say that her cover of CPR was shit? Multiple VTubers have done a cover of CPR. None of them are good. I don't think anybody can cover that song well. I'll be so honest. I also have no stakes. They're very expensive impulse. Oh, I'm sorry. As someone who has intel, I say you were very honest and a very unbiased take. Thank you. I'm glad. I want to hope that I'm giving, like, I'm just giving information, and I'll put my own opinions in there, but I never want to be biased in, like, my coverage of things. I feel like there's a lot of, there's a lack of unbiased coverage. So I'm glad. That makes me very happy that I didn't have it. I mean, I don't even really think I'd have any, like, biases, because I don't care for any of these creators. At the end of the day, like, this was just content for me to cover. Like, she even said it, like, the drama VTubers who are just going to use this for views and shit. I'm one of them niggas, because I don't care about any of y'all. I don't care about clearing anybody's name. I don't care about canceling anybody. I just wanted to know what happened, and I got the information I was looking for, and then related to y'all. That's simply it. That's all it was. 100%. Let me take a look. Oh, I see. Okay. What did I say? Only one good cover of CPR. Yeah, well, that's not a cover. That's a remix. So it's still using the original audio. What a legend. Doc equals profit. Yeah. I'm too old to be letting myself, to hate someone I don't regularly watch. Yeah. I don't, like, again, I don't watch any of those bitches. I don't plan on watching any of those bitches. Jay doesn't care about us. What do you mean? Where did that come from? I care greatly for y'all. I love and appreciate y'all. What? Don't lie on me like this. What are you talking about, dog? I'm over here putting in this work for y'all. I read a 1,000-page Google Doc for y'all. And you talk about Jay doesn't care about us. Bitch. Don't fucking lie on me like that. Got me. I'm close now because you pissed me off. You know, I'm kidding. Hey, listen, I tell YouTube I'm uninterested every time they recommend. Oh, damn, Jay, cancel time. Listen, I've talked about it before. If somebody puts out a Google Doc on me, send it to me. I want to cover it on stream. Ma'am, you smell like a bat. I know I smell so good, huh? I smell so good. Okay, then when's my birthday? How am I supposed to know that? I watch a few Shiloh streams because I love orcas. I'm sorry I've treated you. I'm sorry I've been treated you, Tiggy. Oh, you too, Jay. Oh, I've been betrayed. Oh, I've betrayed. Okay. I was like, I'm not reading this right. Private Pope's gonna be pulling up on Shy Lily shrimps on Fortnite's Tilted Towers. Taking a small whiff. I smell so good. I smell like cherry blossoms and blood orange. That's what I smell like. For April Fool's Day, can we have a cancel J-Dog competition? That would actually be kind of fucking funny. I cannot lie. Can't wait to put out the Sinder / Google Docky. The world will know my disdain for him refusing to make me one last chicky sandwich. You try to say sniffing the streamer? You said move over, chat. You're one of the few bats I know that smells of shea butter. The other bats smell ranch. Oh my god. Blood oranges are the best? Yeah. Jay, can we have an obstacle course for your birthday? What do you mean? Y'all are getting a donathon for my birthday. That I'm still trying to plan, by the way. And I keep saying I'm doing this, but like, I've made no plans to actually do this. I have the graphic. Hold on, I'll show y'all it. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, my bad. Oh, sorry, y'all. This is not a vor stream. Oh, God. My bad. What am I looking for? Here we go. An obstacle course meet and greet? Jay for free. No vor. It was an accident. I thought you were supposed to get gifts on your birthday, not be the gift. Ah, my tauba. Hold on. Let me show y'all the what I'm working on, what I'm cooking up for my birthday so far. New voice. No. I'm not. That's not my thing. I don't do vor. That's not it. I accidentally just got too close. I believe it's. Let me just hold on. I have it on the side here. I can just open it up over here. Oh, that's the wrong screen. Is it this one? Nope, that's the wrong screen too. I have too many screens. Is it this one? Ah, it's this one. Birthday donathon. Oh, is this gonna load? Oh, did I fuck up? Zoom to fit? Maybe if I refresh. Hopefully refreshing this fixes it. I hope I did not just lose all of the progress that I made on this. I didn't! Okay. Let me bring this back up. Is it this one? Yeah, here we go. Oh, that's really far down. Sorry, I'm cooking over here. I don't know why I was being so difficult. I should have just done this. There we go. This is what I have for my donathon, my birthday donathon so far. Your Honor, my client claims oopsie daisies. I do. It was an accident. Decided to be a pizza driver until Uncle Sam pays me. Respect. I don't think your fan art rules say no vor. It does! I think it does. Jay, will you have a slip and slide on your birthday? No, I won't. But what I've got cooking, so it's a donathon, so like it's different. It's not subs, it's specifically like money, so donations. But subs do like have the conversion here. So a tier 1 sub is like $3, tier 2 is $5, and then tier 3 is $15, and 100 bits is $1. And then if merch gets bought or thrown gifts, I will add. So 25, y'all write a tweet for me. I'll do an anonymous ask me anything. So I'll like just open up a anonymous like Google Forms, and I'll just answer whatever questions y'all ask within reason. Don't ask for like my address or anything. Obviously, I'm not gonna answer that. $100. There's a merch giveaway. At 150, was it Ollie? I do have Silk Song stream on here. I'll play Silk Song. 200, we'll do a W Waifu Cup giveaway. 250, chat chooses my next art commission. 300, I will do an IRL made outfit stream. 400, I'm gonna change the learn a dance in full body tracking to VR chat just dance. And then at 500, we do a W Waifu Cup and merch giveaway, so together. 1,000, y'all will pick my next design. I know how dangerous that is, but I don't think I'd get to $1,000 to be completely honest. 2,000 Phasmophobia stream, and then 5,000 Mortuary assistant stream, because I think I would actually die if I played this game, and there's no way I hit a $5,000. So, and then incentives, name on model, VIP, art together. For $500, I will write a Google Doc on you. So there's that. But yeah, so that's what I have. This is not finalized. And then this would be like October 27th is my birthday. It's a Monday. So I think I'd stream, it's going to be a 12-hour donathon. So it's not like an uncapped one where I'm doing it for multiple days. It's just going to be one day. However much y'all get to is what it is. Chat picking next designs before Phasmo is low-key crazy. I don't think you understand how much I hate horror games. I don't play anything horror related at all. That's why the 2 horror games are at what are basically unachievable goals, because I can't do scary games at all. Femboy community doc gonna go hard. Time to save up to get the Femboy mod. No. Listen, I put these, I don't think I'll reach this far. That's why they're there. Is because these are unattainable, unachievable goals. Phasmo is a horror game? Isn't Phasmophobia a horror game? Is it not? I could have sworn Phasmophobia was a horror game. My fellow chatters, if we can raise the Femboy model, I'll put in 2 weeks worth of effort into a Femboy design. Not gonna lie, the 1K can be reached in the... Nah! Like, least horror game? Oh, really? I'm not gonna lie. I just... Game is horror game, I'm not about it. If Phasmophobia isn't that bad, I might switch it with y'all picking the next design. Mayhaps. We'll see. It's a co-op. Yeah, I know it's a co-op game, but like, it seems, I don't know, it seems kind of fucking terrifying. Shut up before she moves the goalpost back. Secret of the Mimic, please. I don't know. I feel like if y'all want to see me genuinely play a very scary game, I feel like Mortuary Assistant is the scariest game that I could play. And I think I will like piss, shit, and throw up if I play this game, which is why, again, it is at an unachievable goal. But if Phasmophobia isn't that bad, I might switch these 2 around since y'all are saying it's not that scary. I might do a 750 for Phasmophobia, and then for 1,000, y'all pick the next design, and then I'm still leaving this at 5,000. There's just no way I'm doing it at like a lower cost than that. But I might play these or play around with this a little bit more. This is just what I have planned thus far. I play horror games a lot, and Mortuary System made me tweak out. See, that's why that's there. Maybe swap Phasmo, but add you play with top donors. Oh, okay. I like that. That's a good idea. I don't know where I'm gonna put this on this like page, but I'm taking a mental note of that. I like the idea of playing with the top donor. Well, I don't know if the top donors will necessarily all play Phasmo. Donate my brainstorming for storming. I'll think about it. But yeah, that's what I'm cooking up. So my birthday is October 27th, and I'm planning it for that day. Jay, you can change it. I took a screenshot. I swear on my life I will make a cancellation doc and series of clips. Whoa! I didn't say this was finalized. This is obviously a work in progress. For those who don't know how bad Jay is, it is for Jay at horror games. Dog. Yeah, that's what my birthday like subathon last year. I played a Roblox horror game with Risky, and I was like sweating and shaking playing a Roblox horror game. I don't think y'all realize how bad it is whenever it comes to me in horror games. Jay finishes a 1K Google Doc and then gets canceled. Dog. We can't do it. We can't do this. Not like this, please. How much for you to play Visage? What is that? I don't know what that is. Hold on. Let me look it up. Visage? Visage? Game. 2020 indie. Okay, so first person psychological horror game. Oh no. Oh, this looks like it'd be on the same scale as Mortuary Assistant, I'll be honest. DBD would go hard. I would be open. Listen, I would get scared in DBD, I'll be honest. You should have Michi get you to play Outlast Trials. Bro, Outlast Trials looks terrifying. Wonder what my doc would be. Stone and Army and is Goofy, the end. Listen, I don't know what it is. I don't think people will donate that much money. So I'm hoping I don't have to actually write a Google Doc on somebody. Do you have a heart rate monitor? I do have a heart rate monitor. I would wear the heart rate monitor if we get to the horror games. Yeah, there. Are you an artist or something similar? No, I wish I was. I don't. I just yap. All I do is I just talk a lot and I cover Google Docs and play video games. That's it. I love horror games and I don't get scared, but Visage is really scary for people. I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking at the Steam page right now and it looks like about as scary as Mortuary Assistant, and I think that game is terrifying. So we'll see. You're really good at drawing my attention. Oh, okay. Smooth. You got me there. Hello, Sicko. Welcome in. How's it going? What time is it right now? Oh my god, it's 6? It's 7. It's 7? Dude, Outlast Trials stream? Get my first paycheck for the 2 weeks of training next Friday, so I would have the money to get a Google Matoma. No, I have to actually change this if y'all are gonna actually I was trying to put things at unattainable sections in areas, but y'all are scaring me now. Not y'all saying 6, 7. I had that song playing earlier too. Sorry for leaving yesterday. I fell asleep. Oh, you're so fine. Welcome back. We finished going through the 1,000-page doc, so there's that. It's 8 for me. Married woman, by the way. She doesn't talk about it much. Dog, what do you mean? Well, actually, I guess in the past 2 days, I really haven't talked about the fact that I am married. In case anybody doesn't know, I'm a married woman. I'm not interested in anybody here. I'm married. Gotta put that out there every so often. I realized we were just talking about Sinder and all of the drama there. I didn't get to flex on me being married. I fall asleep listening to people discuss drama. That's so real. Now that you finished the 1K doc, how do you feel? Extra unemployed. Our husband. Stop. No, he is my husband. I don't believe Google Ducky stole your husband. Where is John right now? I actually don't know where he is. Okay, we know Jay is married, but any single mothers in chat? That's crazy. That's insane. You get to talk to your husband how he's Stop it, Doodles. Stop it. You know what? That's enough. I'm gonna take y'all out of here before the before the ads come in. Ad break is about to start, but I'm not gonna be here longer or too much longer. I'm really just yapping with y'all. Unless y'all want to keep yapping, then I'll stay here longer. But ad break starts in a minute 30, so I was just gonna go ahead and raid y'all out. Oh my god, I saw who I'm raiding y'all to, and she has a new outfit today. So how much for the goals? It's still a work in progress. It's still a work in progress. I will post something about it, and like maybe next week. By like the end of next week, I will have gosh, okay, that's crazy. By the end of next week, I will have the like donathon figured out. But hubby calendar goal income, that's crazy. Okay, I gotta take y'all out of here. Y'all are wilding out a bit too much. There's a raid message if you're subscribed, and if you're not subscribed, I'm taking y'all over to Luna. She just started. She's about to play Lord of Warcraft. She has a very interesting new outfit today. So we get to go hang out over there. But thank you everybody for coming by, hanging out. I appreciate y'all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day, night, whatever time it is for you. And let's get this raid started. Bye-bye!